Okay. You good. All right, man. Hey, first of all, we'll give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Chachadash. Want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the whole Codex, Christian truth in all sincerity, man. Yeah, back out here, another week, right? And we were just going to go into the topic of the Lord's name, man, and how vital it is for our salvation, man. Because this is about standing stiffly for the Heavenly Father's name and the Son's name. And if you can't do that, it means you lack faith. You lack faith, man. Your soul is wavering because you're not sure. Because you can't stand stiff, you can't stand still, you can't hold it down. A lot of camps don't want to honor or praise or glorify the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. Right? Because they're afraid of something, man. They're afraid. They're afraid to commit. Right? They're afraid to commit. But we're about to be married with the Lamb. We have to commit. We're supposed to commit. But some guys, some camps don't want to commit to those names, man, and they want to throw up all these different names, which are either titles or no names, right? Or names of idols. These are not going to get you saved, man. It's not going to cause the Lord to come down and deliver you, right? Because you failed. Okay, you failed to show faith. Okay, when the time was needed, you failed to show faith, man. If you failed to believe. All right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. This is the book of Revelation 3 and I'm start from 14. It says what? And unto the angels of the church of the Laodiceans, light the things says the Amen, the faithful and true witness, the beginning of the creation of Most High. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wet, cold or hot.
Right, the Most High wants you on fire for this thing, man. You either in this thing or not in this thing. You're not in between. You can't be in between. Right? You can't be having doubt and not knowing and not giving you all because you can't put your all into it, man, because you're afraid. Right? The Lord said He's not giving us a spirit of fear. We're not afraid of what we believe in, man. We're not afraid of all the scoffers and the haters and what they feel and what they think. You don't give a damn. Okay, we're here to proclaim the glory of the Lord, man. Yahweh Shai. We're here to proclaim those names, man. We're here to proclaim His works, His prophecy. Okay, we're not afraid to do that. Right? But you got people that shy away, don't want to address certain things, don't want to, like I said, honor the Father or the Son, in their proper names. Okay, you got that going on out here, man. So how can they represent the Lord? How can these camps represent the Lord, man? And you know what camps we're talking about, but how can they represent the Lord for real? When they can't even stand stiffly for the name of the Lord, man. They can't stand stiffly for the doctrine. They're trying to amalgamate themselves with the word, man, with the world. Trying to bring things from in the world into this truth, man. They're not representing the Lord, man. They're corrupted, man. Okay.
Let me finish it. So then, because thou art lukewarm, and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth.
Right, so the Lord ain't dealing with you, man. And when the time comes, you're going to be judged, and you ain't going to be accepted. All these, these so-called works that you're doing, they're not going to be accepted of the Lord. The Lord's going to say, "I never knew you, man. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity," because your heart weren't right, your mind weren't right. You didn't have that belief, you didn't have that faith.
It's the book of Luke 9 and 26. For whosoever shall be ashamed of me and of my words, of him shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he shall come in his own glory and in his Father's and of his own angels.
So I can read that again, bro.
Luke 9 and 26. For whosoever shall be ashamed of me,
all right, ashamed. right? Like I said, you don't really want to put it all on the line, man. You know, you don't want to commit because you don't want to be, if I'm wrong, you don't want to be, if I'm wrong, I don't want to look like an idiot, right? That's how you being, right? What if we're wrong? We're not wrong. We don't believe that we're wrong, right? And you come in with that attitude, with that spirit that you're not wrong. That's what faith is, man. That you believe, you know. But if you're like, I don't know, we don't know the Hebrew. That shows you got doubt, right? That means you're ashamed. You don't want to commit. Okay.
For whosoever shall be ashamed of me and of my words, of him shall the Son of Man be ashamed.
Right? It's like this gospel, this word, right? You're ashamed of some of the laws. For some of you guys are all about the law, right? There's some parts in the law you don't want to address. You don't really want to deal with. You want to make excuses for it because you don't want to be looked upon by this world as someone that's evil or according to this world. Like the whole rape doctrine and all this kind of stuff. You don't really want to deal with those things because even though it's in there, in this world, you're going to be looked at a certain way. Okay, you're going to catch some heat, right? And you've played along with that with the rest of the world and trying to persecute us. You stood with the world on that front. But the scriptures say what it says, man. The Lord says what it says.
Yeah, part of the words of Most High is the name as well, man. Because when Moses, when he asked the Heavenly Father, who shall I say? Who should I tell thy people sent me? What is his name? So it's part. The name is part of the words, man. Right?
Because Israel needs to know what power was saving them. Who is the God of our fathers? They were ignorant, right? They didn't know. They've been in Egypt for however long they were in there for. 400 something years, right? They didn't know. They knew the gods of Egypt, though. Definitely they knew the gods of Egypt because they was in Egypt. And their gods were put everywhere. Right? So they know the gods of Egypt. That's why they started making molten calves and all that kind of stuff after Moses was away for a while. They didn't know, they thought, oh, we're going to make this calf then. So they knew the gods of Egypt and stuff like that, but they didn't know the Lord. And that's why Moses had to come to them with the name of our power, man.
Even now, we're doing the same thing because our people have been in a heathen mindset for a long time.
They know Jesus.
Yeah, they know Jesus.
They know Muhammad or Allah or Buddha. They know the gods of the world, but they don't know the Lord. His name is not well known, as it wasn't well known back in that day. And it had to be glorified by what? By the destruction of Egypt, man. Then the name of the Lord was magnified, man, throughout the earth. And people started to fear that name, just like they're going to fear it again.
As it goes on to say, when he shall come in his own glory, and in his Father's and of the holy angels. But I tell you of truth, there be some standing here, which shall not taste of death till they see the kingdom of Most High.
Right, and if this isn't for reincarnation doesn't exist, how can that be explained? Because they all died, right? There's no two ways about it. They all died. This is like 2,000 years on. The Lord told them, some here are not going to taste death. What does that mean?
Peter was down, upside down. Paul himself was his head was severed, is it? So yeah, man.
So we know like reincarnation has to exist. And it just makes perfect sense. Especially with the whole John the Baptist, Elijah situation, they all make sense, right? And that we're back here, back here in the reincarnation, man. Okay, there's so many spirits upon this earth right now to receive judgment for things they've done in their lives and in their past lives, man. And that includes, the salvation of the righteous. All right, it's all here, man. Okay, we got the truth, man. And I said we're not gonna be shy about it. We're not gonna say, because it sounds outlandish to people. Yeah, of course. Do we care? No. Why? Because it's the truth. And we're not here to care about what people think. We're here to care what the Most High and Yahweh Shai think, man. That's what we are here for. Right? Something else? No. Okay, let me read this. Some First Timothy chapter 6, verse 1 says, let as many servants as are under the yoke count their own masters worthy of all honor, that the name of God and his doctrine be not blasphemed. And they that have believing masters, let them not despise them, because they are brethren, but rather do them service, because they are faithful and beloved, partakers of the benefit. These things teach and exhort. If any man teach otherwise, and consent not to wholesome words, even the words of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, and to the doctrine which is according to godliness, he is proud, knowing nothing, but doting about questions and strife of words, wherever cometh envy, strife, rain, and evil surmises, right? So those that don't teach according to his word, what does that create? It creates strife. You know, you get mad at us because we get on other camps because, you know, they ain't teaching the right doctrine. But who's the problem? You're the one that bringing around these strifes, man. Teaching things you ought not to teach. You know, you're the one bringing these things in, which we have to come in and correct through the Spirit. Because that is what we're signed to do, to defend the gospel. It's the, you know, the wacky doctrines that are really causing all the strife. You know, it says verse 5 says, perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds and destitute of the truth, disposing that gain is godliness, from such withdraw thyself, right? So in special cases like the IUIC and these other groups that have amassed money because of their popularity, why are they popular? Is it because of the truth, or is it because they show off in a flashy sense that draws people's attention, draws people in because of the flashiness?
Perversion of the truth, man. Because most of this group, they pervert the truth, man. And one way to pervert the truth is what? By denying the name of the Lord, man. You know? Yes, you may push the laws and the statute of commandment of the Heavenly Father, which we're supposed to do, but there are some other area you need to also look, man. Like the name, and the other prophets, man. You know, like the mark of the beast.
Mark of the beast being the main one.
Jacob trouble.
Because if there's two major things that's with IOIC specifically, the two major things that camp just ain't getting right is the name and the mark of the beast. You know, and hell. Yeah, get the new one, the hell, right? The hell doctrine they got going on.
Even the Jacob trouble, they say.
Oh yeah,
Jacob trouble. Yeah. So, like,
yeah. Well, we're gonna see how gay it is when it comes, innit? You know, which gay just means happy. No one gonna be happy in the time of Jacob's trouble, man. You know, you guys jokers, isn't it? But there's certain things that you need to sort out, man, because you don't get your shit sorted out by the time that comes. You don't repent, you're going to find yourself in the midst of all of that, man. You're going to find yourself in the midst of judgment, right? And that is the point of reproving, to draw someone away from the fire. You know, if it can be, if it's possible, if they're part of the elect, you know, because we can't save anybody. You know, the word can only save the elect, right? The Most High can only save, is only going to save the elect. So we can't bring everybody out of the fire, but we say it in hope that anybody that is a member of the elect, that's a part of these groups, man, is going to be saved, be drawn out of there. You know, because we don't hate you guys or nothing like that. It's not nothing personal. You know, if you know any brother out of these other camps repented and started teaching the right thing, be happy. You know, it's not nothing personal. Be a brother. You know, just like Yahweh Shai say, "Who are my brethren?" You know, those that teach the truth, that teach the word of the Lord. It's as simple as that. This isn't about this. We're not here for personal reasons like that. You know, to make things personal and you know, all that kind of stuff. Because we've gone back and forth over the years. We must really hate you guys. It's not really like that. You know, we're just here doing the job. You know. Okay.
It's the book of Ezekiel 3:17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. And the watchman is supposed to what? To stand on the watchtower, you know, look for the danger and what is coming, you know. And we, by the Spirit and power of the Heavenly Father, we pray that Lord, man, you know, of being what? The watchman, the seer. You know, we tell you of what is about to happen on this society, man. This world in general, you know, the word of the Luba, Iso Edom, you know, the danger is here.
Well, look at all the things that are happening in the world, in the earth right now.
Wow.
You know, World War III is heating up, man. Whether you like it or not, whether you want to believe it or not, World War III is imminent. And if that's imminent, that means the mark of the beast is imminent. And if it else is imminent, everything is imminent because we're coming close to the end times, man. The last days. The last days are the last days. Okay, we're getting closer and closer, man. And people can't be fucking around, man. You've not got the time. Esau ain't got no time. you Jake ain't got time either. You Jake out there in the world still trying to, make something of yourself in this world. There's nothing. This world is not going to exist anymore, man. You're not going to have the opportunity to make something of yourself. The fashion of this world passes away. So it's vanity to believe or to think that everything that's happening right now isn't going to mean anything. Like, that's not going to destroy everything that's kind of happening on the earth right now. You think you're still going to have a business? You think you're still going to have a house or some sort of legacy, man, in this world? Bro, the bombs are going to start dropping, man.
This is the beginning of storm, man. As the Bible being prophesied, Yahweh Shai, when he was on the scene, he told us something to look for the signs, man. The signs that he gonna walk, gonna usher for the hand of the society, the society which is ruled by Esau Edom. And we see them happening more and more in these times, man. As the brothers say, we hear of war and rumor of war, We see these other pestilence, diseases, earthquakes in diverse places. All these are part of the sign of the end, man.
Yeah, let me grab this quick. This is Ezekiel 21, verse 8. So again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith the Lord, say, a sword is sharpened, and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sword slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? Is this the time of mirth? When you look around the world, is this really the time of mirth? Them man want to sign you up to the military, man. Them man want to sign up your children, anyone that's of age, man or women, right, to go and fight in this war against Russia, man. The man tell you to store up food. The government are telling you this now, or European members are telling you this now, to go stock up food. Batteries and lights and candles and all this type of things here. Before we were telling you that, we were telling you those things, or those things were gonna come. Not that we're saying to store up fucking months of food, but we were saying these things were gonna happen, right? And now your leaders are coming out and saying the same thing, and they're trying to say, well, Russia, 20 years. We don't believe it's gonna be 20 years. Look at what's going on now.
Actually, they tell them in a polite way. It's not like you are warning someone. Like they warn people in an indirect way. So people like you, they may hear it, but they may not take it to their
heart. Seriously. And this is the thing. This is why this world is confusion, right? Because after that NATO military member said what he said, what did the British government do? Oh, we're not gonna tell no one to conscribe or conscript to the army and that kind of stuff. That's what they said. Oh, we ain't gonna do that.
That's what they've been doing. That's what they've been saying for a long time.
So as a person, what do you do now? Are we going to do that? Are we not going to? Is that not going to happen? You don't know what to think or how to think about it. So you're kind of left in limbo, not knowing what to do about that. Or maybe there won't be a war with Russia. Maybe there won't be nukes. And you start just getting on with your life because you don't really know what to do, right? You just get on with your life, go to work, go clubbing, partying, do whatever you're doing, and just forget about it again. Okay, until the next warning comes along. But at the same time, you're not preparing though. But you should have been preparing. Like
the case of so-called UFO as well. They've been dumbing down these people, telling that those vehicles, they don't pose any threats to this society. But in reality, those vehicles are going to pose a great threat to this society.
Say this is the curse that go over the whole earth, man. It's a curse. I mean, this isn't good news for you. For us, yes. For you, no.
Yeah. So when they come, when the Lord comes, it's going to come with those vehicles, man. You people of the world, you call them UFO or UAP. And then when they come, it's not going to be a good time anymore.
And check this, right? Because in the same kind of span of time, we're in this current era that we're in, right? They've admitted possible war with Russia. They're admitting UFOs exist, or something exists that they come into our airspace. We don't know what they are. We don't know how to deal with them. Blah blah blah. We need to find a way to deal with them. Trump made a space force, and they got all kinds of gadgets, weapons, laser weapons, and why is this all happening?
Why America? They spend billion and billion to what? To invest on the space program. Why?
Because if UFOs weren't real, that'd be a so fucking waste of money. Yeah. It'd be unbelievable, right? If it wasn't serious, if it wasn't real, the threat wasn't real. But obviously, they like to keep you in the dark about things. That that's what governments do, because they want to control your mind. They want to control the narrative of what's happening, right? And so now they've released this now, and certain classified information been unclassified now. They they got the narrative of aliens and stuff like that, but they never pushed the narrative of angels. They never pushed that narrative. But there was one guy who came out recently and said he believes that they're angels because they kind of fix Ezekiel chapter 1.
Oh, yeah.
What they were seeing, which you'd be right. You'd be right on that. But that's not a narrative that's really openly pushed out there, man, because that's the next level of, what's going through your mind now. You know what I'm saying? Aliens is one thing from a far distant planet, but the God and these angels, that's a whole different thing. And because the Lord, what's he going to do with those angels? Because we know Yahweh Shai is going to come back with the angels to do what? To invade, to destroy, right? Not to help you, right? Yes, they're going to help the elect, but that's a very small number of people on this planet. The rest of the world and the nations are going to get destroyed. So they're not good news. All right. So again, is this the time of mirth? There's so many serious things happening on the earth right now. And if you're not thinking about these things, man, then you basically head up your ass, man. You're not prepared for shit. We should,
Like ostrich, they say what?
you bury your head.
They bowed their head like them people here. They were
Yeah. I don't know exactly what they're thinking. Oh, what are these guys talking about? I'm gonna tell about the face. You know what I mean?
I'm saying like the speed was firing them. Firing them, man.
Yeah.
It's like get on the car.
They're getting aggressive and shit, man, because they just want to get on. They don't want to be interfered with their lives.
They don't want to hear, man. They don't want to hear the message, so they want to lash out, man, because it's not for. They love this society, this way of life, man.
They like their bubble that they live in.
Yeah.
They get uncomfortable when the bubble, things outside the bubble. They get uncomfortable with shit like that, so they want to stay inside the bubble. But every bubble's gonna get popped, man. When there's all chaos in the streets and famine and shit, your bubble's gonna get popped, man.
You're gonna realize, you're gonna understand, like, oh, them people in the corner.
That's what they were talking about.
They were talking about.
And not forget about it was impossible. We've been speaking about those things for a long time ago, but it's only now that your leaders talking about these things now. Soon it's gonna become a reality for you, man. One that we already knew from way back when. We just was able to say it from afar off, man, because that's what prophecy they see before, right? Let me grab that quickly as well. Habakkuk.
Finish this?
Yeah, Connor, yeah.
Ezekiel 3:17, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Who are the Israel? The so-called Negro, Latino, Native American. So most have said in these last days, the men, who gonna prophesy, against this society, against this world, and also to warn you of the impending danger that is on the way, man. Which is what? The Jacob trouble, the time of famine, the destruction of this society, and the destruction is going to come by the way of what? Nuclear missiles, and also not to forget the MOTB,
So is that not a possibility? Do we not have nukes in the world? Yes, we do. Are they just sitting there looking pretty? Is that what they're there for? No, it's not. Right?
A couple of days, yesterday, I believe, or maybe from Thursday, I believe, the farmers in Europe.
Yeah. Brussels and France, and there was some coming down from Italy and all kinds of things, man, going to Brussels because that's where the EU headquarters is, and posting outside that place, man, burning tires and shit, setting shit on fire because they're not being treated fairly, And if they ain't farming, where's the food coming from? And if they're blocking the roads, where's your food coming from? Everything's getting held up. Things are costing more because they can't be transported on time. It's costing damage, man. Companies damage, and when companies bust and shit like that, because you got more closures happening this year, in terms of businesses and stuff like that. I can't remember the number of it now, but there's a lot. That this year going to close down stores and whatever. These are not good signs. And this is what we've been telling you before we got to this stage right now. Things are only going to get worse.
About your leaders, your government.
Keep calm.
Yeah,
don't worry about it. We got it sorted, man. Yeah. Boris Johnson, don't worry, because we got to plan for this. We're going to do that. Yeah. Fuck off, man.
They say the same thing when they C-19 came, man.
Yep. Yep.
Don't worry, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do that. But at the end of the day, they did it. As because the drafting, the brother mentioned before, they're gonna do it, man. They're drafting it. They're gonna draft you people, especially you Jake as well. You know, to go and fight the war. And
Right.
guess what? When you got the war, the World War III, no one of you gonna come back, man. You know?
There's nothing, there's nothing to come back to.
Yeah.
All these nations are gonna get fucked up, man.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, because you know they say a lot of things, but don't and do the opposite of things, man. And this is, you have to get used to that.
Yeah,
Because even Trump was saying that, oh, we ain't gonna, he's not gonna introduce a CBDC and all that kind of business. The thing is, these decisions are not up to you. He said the same thing during the CV. Oh, we're not gonna do this and do that. But what did he end up taking it? He ended up making everyone else take it too.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't backing it to start off with, right? He was against it to start off with, right?
Yeah.
But then what did he do? He caved in because it's not him. It's not his decision anyway.
Yeah, because they are devils, man.
The elites are in charge.
Yeah, they are devils, man. And you know what devil do, man? They go around and deceive. You know, they are what? They are also known as serpent. You know, they are double time. You know.
Because you know what it does, isn't it? Because obviously people are behind Trump saying, oh yeah, because he's an anti-globalist and all this, he's against this and against that, right? When someone like that caves in and then tells you it's okay, you think, oh, he didn't really want to do that.
They create him.
You know, he don't really, he did. So it must be serious. It must be true. So we're gonna believe him. You create these cult personality dudes, right? And so they believe these guys, right? It's the same thing. Oh, Britain don't really want to do these things. They do, but this is how they go about doing it. They you know, make you susceptible to the lies that come. And then when they do a 180 on you, it's like, oh no, it must be true then. You know, we should do this because our lives are at risk, or whatever the case may be. You know, it's just East law psychology. That's how he does things, man. It's just the way of the serpent.
Yeah, serpent, yeah. Double tongue.
You know?
Divide and conquer. You know?
And that's it.
The house of Israel, therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me.
And how is that happening? Through the prophets.
Yeah.
The prophets have been given this word, given the understanding through the Spirit to proclaim these things, right? That's how the Lord is being heard through his prophets. Now it's up to you, well, not really up to you, up to the Lord whether or not he wants you to hear or not. You know, because when we're out here, we don't expect everyone to listen. Quite evidently, there's a group here, right? Yeah. They weren't going to listen. We knew that.
Get in the car.
They just want to get the fuck out of here, man. Away from us. You know what I'm saying? That's what they wanted. Put the TV on when they get home and sit down watching fucking, I don't know, some fucking daytime TV show. I don't know. I don't watch TV. but yeah, but they ain't gonna put news on. Yeah. They're gonna turn the news on. I knew that much. You know,
they're gonna put the baby program, you know, for kids. As you know,
watch Kim Kardashian or some shit.
Kim Kardashian, that's it. You know, to pass time. You know, it's like a drug, man. You know?
Yeah. Zombie mode.
It goes on. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require in thy hand.
Right, so we have a duty to warn, right? We have a duty to warn. That's part of our job. Okay? If we kept quiet and never said a damn thing, we just kept this to ourselves, man. We're guilty of letting these men die. We've not given the opportunity to do the right thing. Right? So our job is to warn them. Right? We don't lull you into a false sense of security. Like Nate will tell you or has said in the past, there's no Jacob's trouble. Yeah. So what does that do mentally? You ain't gonna prepare for enough. Mentally, you're not gonna go through no hard time. So you can just kick back and enjoy the ride, you know?
And they say like Michael Bush is embargo.
Yeah.
You know? So and the other group they say,
so you ain't gonna worry about government put you in a shipping station.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna worry about that because it doesn't matter. Even if you did take it, doesn't matter because it's not the mark of the beast, right? Yeah. It lowers your guard, man. Our guard is meant to be all the way up. All the way up, man. In this devil society, we're meant to all the way up right now. Because we're in the last moments.
Yeah, and there's a group that say what? The mark of the beast is so-called white woman. And the other one that say what? What the mark of the beast is sin. So which one is true?
Do you know what? I did want to, because there's an IUIC camp near us. I was on a walk this morning and I was just going for walks. I didn't have time to stop, man. So I didn't bother to stop. But I was thinking about that when I was passing. I was listening to the elders and I was on a walk. Hate that as spikes.
This is the type of the word we're in, man.
Yeah,
Full of
fucking
noise
and confusion.
confusion.
Yeah, so I was listening to the elders, and I think I was listening to Apostle Ramblad. He was talking about Nate and the dream. I think it was Apostle Ramblad I was listening to, right? And I see that IUIC, I think that's a spirit, you know. And I was thinking about that on the way there, because like if the mark of the beast is sin, I was hypothetically thinking I should ask him, so are you perfect? Because none of us are perfect, right? We can't be. Even though they claim to keep 100% law, none of us are perfect.
Nobody.
That's why we need to be made perfect. The Lord is going to come and do that when he changes us, right?
Where is your temple? Where are they going to sacrifice? When you sin, you have to sacrifice. Back in time, where you.
But this is the thing: when we can't really control what we eat in certain terms, right? Because you might buy things like thinking that it's all right, but like there's things been done so you don't even fucking know.
Yeah, but it's pork and something like that.
Yeah. So and you know. When you go around traveling, you go and sit in places, women, you know, and their menstrual cycles and stuff like that. You can't control these things, man. You don't have power to control these things. But anyway,
in your household, you say yourself you can control it, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Woman,
yeah, you can't, because everything she touches is made unclean. So it's like, what can you do?
We don't have
I don't have another house. I'll just send her away. I don't have that. But yeah, I was thinking, are you perfect then? And so they would have to say yes or no, right? Because there's only two answers to that question, right? So if they said no, then you're in sin, then, isn't it? You have sin on you. We have corruptible bodies, right? We have sin. That means you got the mark then, based on your hypothesis, based on your reasoning, right? And if they said yes, we are perfect, I was like, how is that even possible? We're in corrupted bodies. Why do we need to be changed then? And all these types of things, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't really make sense. Their logic don't make sense.
Our perfection, our righteousness is of the Lord, man.
And they say our righteousness right now is just filthy rags.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense. Right? But like I said, when you teach your congregation these things, they're not really preparing themselves mentally for nothing, man. They're listening to you, listening to the great Nate. You know what I'm saying? And thinking life's all about a party. You know what I mean? Life's just having a good time and teaching this word, cursing man out, going and having an Israelite party at the end of the day. And doing barbecues and movies and fucking fashion shows and fucking what else they be doing, man? All kinds of crazy rap videos. That's what they think this is about, and it's not. Because you create a whole different bubble, for them to just have mirth in, man. But is this the time of mirth? No, it ain't. No, it ain't, man. Things are getting worse, man. You know.
But his blood will I require at thine hand. Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity. But thou hast delivered thy soul. And that's what we're doing, man. We are trying to extend the hand of Most High, man, to you, to get you out of your condemnation, the misery that is about to come, So if you don't want to take hold of the hand, we have no part, with your blood, man.
And so we don't get mad about it when you don't want to listen, because we know that majority Jake ain't gonna get it anyway. It's just formality that we have to teach this. We have to do fulfill the commandments. What you do with that, that's between you and the Lord now. We're doing our part in this. All right. I want to read this from Habakkuk 2 and 3. Saying we're saying these things before time to warn you, right? To tell you these things before time, and now it's here. Now you're seeing these things, and don't be deceived by Satan, by these Edomites telling you that you don't have to worry about these things, because that's exactly that's what he wants you to believe.
Never trust thine enemy.
Because if you ain't prepared, guess what? When the shit hits the fan, who are you going to be dependent on? The government, on Esau, and that's exactly what he wants. Because you ain't prepared for this shit. You can't deal with this shit. And realistically, no one really can. But we, being men of faith, believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh's protection. That's what we believe in, right? So we don't believe in the government's protection in that time, because we know that protection is just a deception for you to take the mark of the beast.
And it's temporary,
He's temporary. His power is temporary.
So as is what is help, man. So you're gonna be destroyed alongside the person who will help you, man.
So hand join in hand, right?
Yeah.
You know, those that trust in Egypt.
Right.
Right? You'll just share the same fate as Egypt, man. All right, so let me read this. It's Habakkuk 2 and 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak." Right? You don't know if it, the prophecy is fulfilled until it comes. And you don't know how far before you receive the prophecy when it's going to happen. You don't know. We don't know. We can only wait and watch for the signs.
Like before we talk about the cloud, we say like, is it gonna land?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's, the sky is gray right now.
Very overcast.
Yeah.
So
it might land or it might not. I mean, it may land today or maybe tomorrow. You never know. Or maybe the cloud may go, and then maybe a couple of days later it may land. So the same as the prophets, man. The sign are here. It's evidence now. Everything is on your face, man. Look in Sweden there. People are taking MOTB like nothing, man. So the technology is already here, man. And we heard about the first man who would take him in, the chip, man. So things are getting to what is being written, man. The end.
and Second Ezra chapter 9. The signs that were foretold, right?
Yeah.
This is what we've been waiting for. And only if you're waiting for it, are you really paying attention? If you're not in the mindset of waiting for it, then you're not going to pay attention, is it? And so when these things come, as the scripture says, in the days of Noah were, right, you're going to be taken as a thief in the night. These things are going to sneak up on you, man. And you're just going to find yourself in a bad situation with no answers of how to deal with it. But I'm not saying on a carnal level we could deal with anything that's going to come our way. Like, how we're going to fend off fucking marauders and find food. We don't know. It doesn't matter, like, if you went fucking MMA schools and all this kind of shit, you go gym, you got guns, it don't really matter. You can still die as easy as anybody else, man. Right? But we can only rely on Yahweh Shem Yahushai to guide us through all these obstacles, man, all these dangers. So we can get out the other side and be saved. That's the only thing we can trust in. We can't trust in anything. We can't trust in the flesh. We can't.
Yeah, David was a madman. But who did he trust, man? Did he trust himself? Did he trust on his bow or his sword? Did he trust on his spear? Or did he trust in Mosai?
That's right.
He always trusted in Mosai, man. And he put Mosai first for everything. He obeyed the commandment of Mosai, man, all the time. And Mosai, what did Mosai do, man? He delivered him out of many troubles, man.
Because there's a bunch of guys out there that are more on a carnal level, more capable than we are. They're more dangerous than we are. They're more savvy than we are in terms of living off the land or something. There's a whole bunch of guys like that out there, man. But they ain't got the Lord. So what does it mean at the end of the day? They're either going to die through various means or go into slavery at the end of it. It doesn't really matter. If the Lord ain't with you, man, you ain't going to really survive this thing. Just so basically what you just said about the sky and everything I was talking about earlier, right? But I got this from Matthew chapter 16. It says, verse 1 said, the Pharisees also with the Sadducees came and tempting desired him that he would shew them a sign from heaven. And he answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can you not discern the signs of the times? So you got people out there that do these things that watch for statistics and watch all kinds of different things, man, to predict things, right? But they still can't see. They still don't really know or understand really what's going to happen, what's coming. You could be the best chart analyst, you can run all these numbers and do all these observations, but none of them is telling the conclusion of all these things, which is what we have. We have the conclusion of what all this means, all the things that you're seeing. What does it all mean? The day of the Lord is fast approaching, is what it means, man. Right? And everything the Most High said was going to happen to this world, man, it's going to happen real soon. Right? Because none of these guys are predicting, the kingdom of Israel. The Lord is going to come from heaven. No one's saying these things. Oh, those Negroes out there on the street, they're going to be the next rulers. They don't know shit. They really don't know the end of the matter. You know, because everything is based around them ruling.
Yeah.
So they're going to be biased about themselves, right? We're gonna recover.
Yeah.
They're going no fucking recovery, man. Like, did Rome recover? I mean, let me use a different example. Did Babylon recover? No, the Babylon didn't recover. All right, Rome technically did recover, but it went down. It went down.
Egypt never recovered.
Egypt never recovered, man. Egypt never bounced back, right? Rome fell. Rome definitely fell, right? That is for sure. It fell, right? 1,000 years later, did Esau come back into power and made a 2.0 Rome? Okay, a separate kingdom, but part of the same rulership. We want to call it that, right?
And that's
But it fell.
And that's by the spirit and power by the heavenly Father, by the decree of the Most High, man. Because it was prophesied they're going to come back.
That's right.
To power, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
And now you're prophesied to end and never raise again. Right? This is the last kingdom of the heathen that are going to be on the face of the earth, right? The kingdom of heaven is what comes after this. And that's going to be a permanent, everlasting kingdom. Right? Because it's going to be a perfect kingdom. Okay, it's all about righteousness and perfection, man. And these people are not perfect. They're not righteous, man. And they're not going to be made perfect or righteous. Right? Who are going to be made perfect and righteous are the Israelites, beginning with the elect. Right? They're going to be perfect and righteous, and therefore going to be the kings and rulers of this world, man. Okay, heirs with Yahweh Shai, as the scriptures say. Okay? Because they've become like Yahweh Shai, they've become perfect. Okay, and the laws and all these commands, they're going to be written inside in our minds, man. And we're never going to transgress anymore. We're never going to do wickedness, man. Okay, so that is why it takes that to rule in the earth. You know, to rule forever, you need to be perfect. You know. So that was the sky scripture, right? Kana, yeah.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus 10 and start from 1. It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. And that's we don't see in this society. This society is all the way collapsed, man.
Yep.
You know, nothing.
From the top.
Yeah, from the top to the down, man. Nothing is good in this society, man. You know, the people are not well ordered, man.
And it doesn't matter who you vote in, whether you vote left or right, blue or red, Republican, Democrat. It doesn't matter, man. They're all corrupt, man. You just see what's going on with Biden and his family and the shit they be doing behind the scenes, right? You look at Trump, the shit that he got going on behind the scenes with him and all the fraud and all this shit, man. You know, we know they're not the real leaders of the world, man, but they're the puppets that are there to guide the people, right? But these guys are corrupt. They're all corrupt. That's why you can never put in this world. You can't put in nobody in power that's going to do right by the world, by the people. They're not going to do that, right? They're only going to push the agenda of the elites, always, because they need the elites to be where they are. You know, you can't just go to the top without permission or without sponsorship or these types of things. So you have to do their bidding, their wills. Why do you think war is such a profitable market? Why does war make so much fucking money? You know,
and that's what they say in the world. That's what they make money. You know, when the blood is
running in the streets. That's right. That's
how they make money.
Who quoted that? There's a famous quote by
top women. Some of the elites. I mean, I forgot the name.
Was it a Rothschild that said that?
It's one of them. Yeah.
Can't remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone.
But yeah. So like I said, this world is run from the top, and the top is corrupt. Right. But the people follow in that same fashion, because what does the top do? They push upon us different weird and wicked philosophies, you know, different ways of living, you know, that convince you that your children they decide whether or not they're male or female now. They can cut off their genitals and but all these things are mental disorders, man, or mental programming by Esau. You know, convincing you that this is the way of the world, that this is somehow progressive, man. Mutilating yourself ain't progressive. You know, women's liberation, that's not progressive, man. It's creating disorder. It's creating, you know, anger and wrath between the races, man. It's creating broken homes. These ideas, these ideologies are not healthy. But we're being force-fed them that they're healthy, or being homosexuals healthy, because I don't know why. You can't even explain that to me. So I can't even make a counter argument for that. But all these things is okay. These things are not okay. These things are the exact same things that are destroying the world,
Yeah.
destroying the minds of the people.
Yeah, well, the lost child is.
Oh, you got that?
Yeah, lost child.
Baron Rothschild. He said that. You know, when what does he say? The time is to buy it is when there's blood in the streets, right? Quote by Baron Rothschild, man. And he one of those super elites, man. Part of that super elite banking family, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that has the world in debt. Because everyone's in debt, but no one really knows like who's in debt, who they're in debt to.
Yeah.
They're just numbers, isn't it? Yeah, America's in trillions of debt. If they're owning their own debt, couldn't they just wipe it off then?
Mm.
No, they owe money to somebody. But who is it? No one knows. No one talks about that. You know, same with all these nations, man. You know? Yeah, well, yeah.
As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
No? That's true trickle down economics, man. You know, the perversions that these elites want, you know, it's the same. Okay, here's another example, right? You know, you got the NAMBLA Association, right? Which is technically part of the LGBTQ plus sphere, right? Which they talk about love with children, right? That's a practice that these elites do, right? From the top. Okay, same thing they used to do in Greece, right? They was into pedestry, right? And so what are they trying to introduce now? That these pedophiles be a part of sorry, it's politically incorrect. Okay, what do they call them now, man? Oh shit, man, I forgot the term now. Fuck it, man.
Minor
Attracted persons, yeah, MAPs, right? That's a political correct way of, you know, addressing them now, right? they want you to accept them because they want that in open society, because that's what they used to do in Greece, and in Rome that's what they used to do, right? Right now they do that shit behind the scenes, man. There's plenty of kids going missing every fucking day, man.
Yeah, man. Like America, like few days ago, I come across the article say like 800 children are missing every day. 800 children are missing every day. You know?
So how the fuck does that really happen?
Yeah.
It's because of Esau's system, right? Esau got the child protection services and all this kind of shit. So some children just get taken away from the parents because they're bad parents, or so they're being said that they're bad parents. Some are, obviously, but some are just regular families, man. You know, you're allowed to chastise a child, man. You know,
Yeah.
but you know, some are obviously extreme with that shit. But you got certain families grooming children for that very same purpose. Even among these elites, they do that. They groom their children to be sent off into these fucking pizza rings and shit, whatever, Pizzagate, you know, the dark web. They're being traded like fucking Pokemon cards, man. Right? And it's sick to know that. But that's what these guys are doing behind the scenes, where you don't get to see what they're doing. You know, even among these MPs, you'll hear about stories about them, you know, them molesting disabled children and stuff like that. Jimmy Savile, same thing. He runs a fucking charity, goes to these hospitals and molest the children there. They knew about it, but they never said nothing. Oh, but he's friends with the royal family. It's a whole fucking web in it, right?
But now it's come out like the member of the royal family.
You got Prince Andrew, you know. Yeah.
It's the same shit, man. You know?
But this is what these elites are doing in the darknesses of you know, of this world. Behind the scenes is what they're doing. But they want that to trickle outwards out into the open among regular people. First it started with homosexuals and transgenders and all these kinds of things. Okay, but pedophiles is on that list too, man. That's why there's a plus, you know, at the end of LGBTQ, right? There's a plus. And that's basically an open door to anything that they want to kind of try and push in there, man. And I've seen it. I've watched seminars on TED, you know, because TED do all those seminars, right? All these progressive movements and shit, right? I watched one talking about pedestry and how they can't control it. There's just, you know, it's not their fault. How would you feel like you could never love somebody and blah blah blah? Don't you think that's wrong? It's just trying to convince you that these things are okay in the world, man. And they're evidently fucking not. These are not scriptural. These things, man. Right? These should not be allowed to be allowed into this world, man. But because the doors have been open already, where do you stop with this door? Where do you stop with it all? You know, it doesn't have an end. They will justify any type of wickedness they want, man, because they can, because they're in power.
Yeah, that's what the Bible says. The thief will come only to do what? To steal and kill and destroy. And
Yep.
that's what they've been doing. You know, to begin with the family, they've been destroying the family. They've been going around as well, around the world, pushing their what? Their wicked mindset to the people to the point that now the whole world is what? Is following the wicked way, man. You know, and that's the way of what? Destruction. You know?
That's right. I'm gonna grab this quickly since I mentioned that, right? This is Micah chapter 2, verse 1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. They're always plotting and scheming to bring some other wickedness into the world, man, or how to further their agenda. Right? And that's why they always have these meetings. You don't get to sit in these meetings. These are rich and powerful corporations and public faces, politicians or whatever. They get to sit down and discuss what they're going to do with the world. Right? And they might set up a press conference, earlier in the day where you got the press and stuff, and they're taking pictures and they're saying certain things or whatever. But then there's another meeting that goes on after that you're not invited to, that we don't get to see. So we get to see what they want you to see, but what they're really discussing, what they really want to implement, is what's being discussed then, right? And that's why cashless society is going to happen, whether you want it or not. Cashless society is coming. CBDCs are coming. Trump, doesn't matter what you're saying, right? Because we know you're just saying that to the people, right? So digital currency, central bank digital currencies are coming. Okay, micro C-hips are coming, right? And we see Elon Musk pushing out his Neuralink chip test, right? That's all to get you used to the idea of these things being in the world, right? And giving you abilities, or giving you abilities to do things like walk and see and all these types of things.
It's like
miracles.
It's like when you're living on the highway, man, near the highway, you're gonna get used to the noise, man. That's what I mean. That's what this elite are doing, man. They try to create different avenue, try to entice you to accept. I mean, they condition you so you can, when they come with their agenda, you can accept it, whether you like it or not.
And they said they're always trialing different things in different parts of the earth. With some things they can get away with in different places than others, right? And so in Sweden, they pushed the whole C-hip a lot, right? So you got a lot of guys rolling around with chips in their hands now, buying and selling, having medical records and train tickets and all kinds of shit on it, opening doors and whatever, right? In China, you got the whole fucking surveillance system, in China with their what do they call that? Credit
score, is it? I mean,
yeah, it's not credit score though.
social credit.
That's the one, right? I mean, social credit system, right? And they always got the camera fucking facial recognizing you and all kinds of shit, right? And they'll basically dictate to you what things you have access to in society. So if you're a good citizen, you can rent a car, you can hire a car, you get bank loans or go take trips and do whatever. If you ain't, guess what? You probably can't even use the train. Shit like that. And that'll be on your record, and people won't hire you and shit for certain things, and it's just control.
That system is already here as well in UK, in a way. Like
they have all the facial recognition stuff, but it's not as bad as China just yet.
They can deny you, man. They can deny it, but what are you talking about? In China, they shame you, is it? They say like
they put you on they put you on like a scoreboard, like a leaderboard, man. Like transgressor of the day. Yeah, this guy he didn't chuck his rubbish out this week or some shit. Just mad stuff, innit? But it's just control. He wants control. And all these digital innovations is helping him gain control. All right. So when the time comes, he convinces you that like the way for this system to really properly work and to help you, to benefit you, is that you take this chip in your hand, on your forehead. As the scripture says, you might as well grab that. Grab that revelation. That will be the consolidating moment, man. When this world goes to shit and there's no options for you, right? You want access to the healthcare, or you want access to benefits because all the stores are shut down. The world's crazy. You don't want to go outside and shit. Then the only way you're gonna be able to receive that is through this chip, through this digital means. Cash isn't gonna be no good to you. And there's a lot of places that don't deal with cash no more. I was reading another article on that recently. I think 88%. I think it's 88% of stores in London don't take cash. So if you ain't got the card, or got your card on your phone or whatever, you ain't buying shit, man.
Digital wallets, of course.
Digital wallets, right? And in different cities it's different, obviously, because places have to catch up. But London is quite heavily cashless. You know, like Sweden and places like that, they are pretty much cashless. You know, and COVID or CV-19 helped with that. You know, yeah, got that revelation up.
So book of Revelation 13 and 16. I'm sorry, from 15, it says, and he had the power to give life unto the image of the beast.
But the image of the beast is his society, his world that he's creating, man. This is when he talks about new world or new world order. This is what he's talking about. This image, right? That bold idea, as was it Bush Junior or Bush Senior said that? I think it's Bush Senior. This bold idea is this image, an image that they're trying to create, or this world and how it should be run. Because this world is contrary to what the Most High sees, or what his image is. You know how this world is supposed to be. It's the opposite, pretty much. Yeah, where marriages are not not honored and things like this. You got fucking women. They're all fucking harlots, man. You know, they're allowed to be harlots, man, and not, you can't shame them. You can't say nothing wrong about them, but they don't make good wives. But they want to be wives, but their mentality is not suited to that. You know, everything's been corrupted, man. And Esau, that's what he prides himself on dismantling what the Most High's creation was from the beginning. You know,
that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
So all these speeches that are coming out, you know, especially with the WEF, right? And they talk about, oh, you will own nothing, you will be happy, right? That's part of the image. They don't want you to own nothing in the future. They want you to be carbon neutral, or however they want to put it, right? But Mr. Gates, he will tell you that there's too many people on the planet, and the way to bring back CO2, the only real way to do that is to get rid of some people, you know. But how did he say he was going to do that? Through, you know, getting jabs and whatever, right?
Food as well.
And then what did we have after? We had the pandemic, right? And we know a bunch of people got deleted off the planet, and
still being deleted.
It's still being deleted, right? And we know the next one's coming. They keep talking about the disease X. They keep talking about that. The next one that's going to come is going to be 20 times worse than the last one, and all this kind of thing. And you know what? There's this thing about this X at the moment, man. There's a lot of this X shit going around, right?
Yeah, we're saying that solar eclipse.
Yeah, there was
in America.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like it's gonna make it like
this movement, how it would form like an X kind of thing. But even there's
the mark is.
Yeah, well, Twitter got changed to X. There's a whole bunch of X's, and we believe obviously that. Well, me personally believe, right, that because Far is like the character of the Hebrew alphabet, right, which represents the end, right, the Omega, the end, and we're in that end time, man. We're in the end times, man. And I just think it can't be coincidence. All these fucking X's are just popping up out of nowhere for no reason, right? Yeah. Even these cicadas that are going on, that are in America right now, the trillions of cicadas, man, they're called blood brood X or something like that. I'm like, what the fuck is all this shit, man?
Generation Z as well. So we are in the end, man.
We're in the end, man.
Like it or not,
there's too many signs for you to not pay attention to. Yeah. And they might seem inconsequential to most people. Oh, so what? It's got an X after its name, or it might sound silly to most people, innit? Fair enough, innit? But for me, there has to be a reason why that's even there in the first. Most High controls all these things in the first place, right? They're there and in your face, and it's being named after these things for it to be noticed. So we have, being spiritual, you notice more of these types of things, So you got something to read there? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you still got more of that. Yeah, read. Carry on. I want to find these cicadas. Right. Oh, can I? Yeah.
And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. And that mark is going to come by the way of RFID microchip, where whether you be rich or poor, you're going to have it. So you can be part of the system that Esau is want to establish, So if you you don't have that thing, that technology, you're gonna be cast out. The unwanted, right? Yeah. As it goes on to say, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that at the mark or the name of the beast all the number of his name. So in order to exist in that time, it's gonna be whether you like it or not. You need to have the technology, man. The RFID microchip, you know, and that's gonna be the way of you buying or to do business, man. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, so just put that on the mark thing, man. It's gonna be put in your hand and your forehead, right? And we've already got instances of these happening already in the earth, right? So you got other camps out there who will tell you that, oh, it's not this, it's not that. But when you go into these words, because words are important, right? And the meaning behind these words are important, man. Okay, you will find a whole bunch of information that kind of helps you understand these prophecies, right? It ain't just simply sin. It ain't just it ain't an embargo. It ain't white women like some crazy shit, right? It ain't those things, right? Read into what the prophecy is saying. Look into these words, man, and you'll discover like hidden meanings, man. You know, these are things inside or cut into the flesh, right? I'd understand if you thought maybe it's something else that is along those lines. I might give you a little pass for that, man. But to completely discredit this, what we're saying, when it matches what we're talking, you know, what the scripture is saying, is very ignorant. Put it that, I guess, right? Because it's like you're purposely trying to not acknowledge it, right? Nathaniel's purposely trying not to acknowledge it, man. Okay, and we can't sit there and let you do that. Because going back to what we were talking about earlier, it's just to be warning the congregation. You're meant to be warning the people. And if you ain't doing that, you got blood on your hands, man. You know, and you got a large following. You do. And those men's lives are at risk. You know, that you should not buy or sell, right? We know it's going to affect you buying and selling things, right? We know when this kingdom gets locked down and your cash is useless, everything's on a digital basis, you're not going to be able to buy and sell unless you have that digital asset, right? But how are you going to have access to that digital asset? Now, it might start off with universal basic income, where you just get that, like you get benefits today. If you apply for it, you get it, right? If you're hard up or whatever, right? And they might offer, well, it's universal basic income, so it's offered to everybody. Everybody gets it, right? They get a set amount or whatever. And you might, once they start implementing that, you might just get that, right? No caveat, no strings attached to that. But when this shit goes down, it might be that the only way you're gonna reliably get to it or get access to it, because they need to keep record of who's got it, right? And you got those that don't have banks and stuff like that. You know what they call the unbanked, right? They got a whole issue with that in America right now. All these immigrants coming in, they got no bank accounts, but they want to give them all this free money, right? Well, how are they gonna kind of divvy that? Well, you take the chip. Now you're on the database, you're on the record. Now they can track you and all that kind of shit, and now they can just send it to your chip. And all you need to do is scan your hand on wherever store or place they got you getting food or provisions from, right? It's a setup. That's why they're allowing all these immigrants to cause all these problems, to bring in technology that is better to control them all, to monitor it all, because it's a fucking mess over there. You know, that shit ain't working over there properly. You know, and all nations have a problem with immigration. Well, people traveling on fucking boats and just turning up into different places and shit, like they don't know where they come from.
A couple of days in the news, they've been saying about this guy who was applying for asylum. He attacked a woman and children. Huh?
Yeah, with chemical.
Yeah, with a chemical. So they pushing that narrative to people, so people are gonna feel uncomfortable, man. Yeah? So the only measure to stop this kind of influx or behavior is what? How to maintain the security of the people is by giving them the device, man. That which is gonna be implanting under your skin, man. Huh? So that's one way they're gonna work, be able to control. You know,
right? Just on the cicada thing, right? I was mentioning, right? Because obviously, America's being attacked by trillions of cicadas, right? Apparently, they're not harmful, but then again, neither were the frogs in Egypt, but they cause issues, innit? Yeah. And it says, I don't know when it's dated. Oh, this was 21. But obviously, there's a new one coming, a bunch of them coming now, right? But here's some information on them anyway. Right, so within days, a couple weeks at most, the cicadas of brood X. The X is the Roman numeral for 10, right? So they call it 10 for whatever reason, I don't know. But X in the Hebrew means something different. you know. But I say there's a whole bunch of these X's and things coming up, and it's just science at the end of the day. It's not telling us that we're right there now, but like we're seeing things progressing and getting closer to the end. Like we mentioned at the beginning, all the things with the World War III and the famines, the protests, all these things, like they're all happening now and globally in this time, right? It's not this is happening over there and that's just happening over there in different time frames. This is all happening together. This whole world is kind of falling apart. All these governments are falling apart. All these nations are in uproars.
Yeah, everywhere there's a crisis, man. You know? Everywhere, the time there's a crisis going on. So that's it's actually showing the sign, man. You know.
Right, but I want to get back in Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Sorry, would you?
No, that's not finished.
Okay, you can have it. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it's in the power of their hand, right? That's the elites. They have the power to do anything they want to do on this earth, man. They've got the power, the resources, the people to do it, right? It may take time because everything takes time, but they're able to do it, to search out things, to research and to produce, create technology. Things that they could do now, they couldn't do 30 years ago. So those things are not viable back then. Even though they had it in their mind to do it, that's why they've been researching it and working towards it. They weren't able to do it back then. But computers and chips and all this kind of stuff, they've progressed so much last 20 years.
But it's
how old I am now.
But it's just it's a long time. Yeah. But even from 90, something like that, they already start. But this is as you say, like the thing that we see now happening, like for the microchip and the other agenda that they're trying to push. It's not like things that they think of them like yesterday. This go back to hundreds of years, man. They've been sleeping, working, thinking about it.
Towards this goal.
Yeah, towards this goal, man.
Also, generation to generation, man. That's why the elites, man, they keep it within the family. They always carry on the business, right? Always someone comes up in their place to continue it. They've been given a vision, and it's the same when you get these what they call them, man. These elite families, right? These certain president families and stuff like that, the Kennedys, the Bushes, and that kind of stuff. They always go to these special schools, right? These private schools. They go Cambridge, they go Oxford, they go what's that big ones? What's one in America?
Yeah.
Yale, Harvard, right? And they always got these secret societies, right? And it's always these small group of elite families that are in these groups. You know what I mean? Because they're being groomed to continue the agenda. These are the guys that are going to be in power someday or have some sort of influence in the world someday that me and you're going to have to ask to or vote for. We're not part of that, right? We're not given the insight of what's going to be going on in the future. We just simply, the majority of people in this world are just consumers. They just follow and consume things that are given to them, But these men know what's going to happen, how things are going to progress. They've been told, they've been given the game, So they covet fields, right? So they always got plans to take stuff, to take things that don't belong to them. That's what being covetous is, with desiring things that don't belong to you, okay, and finding ways to take them. Right, and Esau's always been doing that, man. Esau's lived that way. That's why he's all over the earth, and he's taking down all these different nations. He's taking them down and stole their land. None of that stuff belonged to him. But he's got islands in Argentina, Falkland Islands and shit, right? He got North America, which is the Native Americans. Didn't belong to him, but he went over there from Spain and from Europe and came over and took over that land and killed the natives, man. So he's going around robbing and stealing from everybody. Right, and everybody knows that as a fact. So that's why nobody's really with him like that, man. Everyone knows his history and what he's done to other people, man. And that's why Scripture speaks about he's despised among the nations, man, because he's been wicked to them. Right, and he doesn't want to give back anything he's stolen. Right, so he's gonna have to be forced, right? And this is what the Most High is gonna do. He's gonna force him to give back what he stole. Okay, so they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. All these motive is to oppress, to control. Right? This is why he does these things, because he wants to be like the Most High. Right? He wants to have control over all living things. right? He wants it all for himself. He doesn't want you to have anything. That's why WF will tell you you will own nothing. Okay, the lie is where he says that you'll be happy. Now, there might be a way that you'll be happy or feel happy because he can drug you. You know, he can administer medication to you. You know, like that, like the movie Equilibrium. It keeps your emotions in check. I mean, they weren't happy. They were just kind of like emotionless, so you don't feel pain and stuff like that. But he's got ways to like keep you docile, man, and make you believe that you're happy, and all these types of things. You know. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, for which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall you go haughtily, for this time is evil. And again, we're living in evil times. Okay, nothing good is gonna come out of this time, man. Okay, all the problems, all the despair, you know, it's coming. And so you have to warn you about that. You know? Because I said that a couple earlier, they're not interested in that because it's hard to accept, it's hard to acknowledge that. They don't want that to be the truth.
It was painful in their mind, man, in their spirit, man.
Yeah.
So they have to rush, man. They have to go quick, you know?
And nobody wants it to be true. Nobody wants to know that there's hard times ahead. Because this world is not really used to hard times like that. This has been, you know, so-called first world country, fairly prosperous, right? You've had it easy since like the World War II. You've had it easy, right? Most of them men are gone now. They could tell you about hard times. Here, we don't really know too much about hard times. You know, you might go through, you know, dips in the economy and things like that, you know, but generally, it's not hard like that, where death is around the door, you know, around the corner every time you make a move, you know what I'm saying? It's not like in places in Europe or in Africa where there's death all the time, man. Or Mexico, there's death all the fucking time. People's getting heads getting cut off every fucking day, man, and raising me. We're not living like that. So our mind is not geared to living like that, man. So when it comes, it's gonna be a fucking shock. It's gonna be a shock to the system, man, because you've not got your mind prepared and right for when that time comes. Because we've had it easy, had it comfortable, you know. But all that has to come to an end at some point. No kingdom lasts forever, and they all come to that point where they're fighting for their lives, man. All right, and that time's coming. Okay, but the only ones that are going to be delivered out of that are those that believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, the Most High and His Son who has the power of deliverance. Right, because without Him we can't be delivered. We're not going to be able to fight our way out of this, man. You know, we don't fight bombs. We don't fight laser beams. We don't. You know, it's gonna be crazy. You know, these dogs, they're docile right now, but they're gonna be aggravated. You're running from packs of dogs and shit. I mean, that's happening now. Fuck's sake, fucking, you know, these XL bully dogs ripping people up and shit, man. You got the animals are angry now. You know, but we know the spirits of all living things, man, are gonna be amped up because these spirits are gonna be inside these people and inside these creatures, man. You know, that's all prophecy. So how do you expect to survive all these things and there's no food and there's no water and things like that? How do you really expect to survive, man? Or because you stored up, you know, cans of food, you got like a small supply of food or something, or ammunition, or you built a bunker. So fucking what? When in America, when those missiles land in America, when these nuclear missiles hit America, you think a bunker is going to save you? When do you think you're going to be able to pop your head up out of that? You know? When you'll be dead long time before any opportunity you get, man.
Rick Ross is blogging about what?
Rick Ross is funny.
Building the bunker, man. That's gonna be your own tomb, man. It's gonna be your own grave, you know, because nobody gonna escape out from America. You know, America is gonna be a graveyard, you know, because the fire that's gonna come from those missiles and also the concentration fire from the child of the Heavenly Father is gonna be heavy on America, man.
Look, man, they're severely underestimating the destruction that the Most High is going to bring upon the land of America, man. They're severely underestimating it, man. Because when these missiles, like, it's going to be a lot of missiles anyway, hitting the land of America. But what's going to happen from that, though? Right? There's so much energy that's going to be dissipated into the earth and explosions, man. Yeah. It's going to rip that shit. They're going to rip that place apart, man.
Yeah, earthquakes.
Volcano eruption, everything, man. You think you're going to survive?
And on top of that, when the earthquakes happen, is what do they cause? Something like tsunamis, is it?
Tsunamis,
and also it's gonna break water from, you know, down there.
All these dormant volcanoes are, you know, they've been waiting for them to erupt and for certain tectonic plates to shift and create massive earthquakes. They're waiting for these things. You don't think that's going to happen when these missiles hit?
Yellowstone, man.
Yellowstone. You don't think that's going to happen when the missiles hit? Might even happen before then, but I'm just saying, like, you, it's best that you're just not in America.
That's why America is going to be known as a lake of fire, man, because of the fire that's going to burn that land, man. You know, whole area of America is going to be engulfed with fire. You know.
And that's it. It's better that you just not be in America, man. And that's why the elites are not going to be there. The elites are not going to be in America, man, when that happens. Like, they already got places around the world, obviously, you know. They ain't going to be in America because they know what's coming, obviously. They ain't going to be there, right? It's just people, regular people, going to be there, thinking that they're smart, building bunkers, and they're going to survive the apocalypse. But they just really underestimate what's coming there, man. You know. That's why the elect have to be delivered in chariots out of that place, man. That's because the only way they're going to be survive is through the Lord. You have something there?
Yeah,
you did. Oh no.
It's the book of Job 5 and I'm gonna start from 19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 shall no evil touch thee. No, and that's I mean the destruction. You know, like the nuclear destruction, you know, because the 6 troubles are those trouble like famine and stuff like that, Jacob trouble.
Things we're going to have to live through.
Yeah, you're going to live through. But the 7 is going to be the nuclear destruction, where, as we mentioned, America is going to be the main target. You know, this other part of the world, this big city of this world, you know, Paris, might be touched as well with the fire from the nuclear destruction. But America is the main target, and that's
because America is Babylon the Great.
Yeah.
Right? What nation is the greatest nation on the planet?
Yeah.
America, man.
Yeah.
Who really rules the world? America, man. You know? Yeah. They're the mightiest nation on the planet, man, and they dictate and bully other nations. You know? Like, so much so is that NATO is like a European bloc. Right? But Trump is able to talk down at them and criticize them, right? Because they're not pulling their weight. Because America's part of NATO, but America is the head of NATO. It's the same as the horde that rideth on the beast, right? That beast is NATO and the EU, man, right? And the woman on it is America, who gets to tell them. They're the one that guide the beast. You know, that's why they have to follow America on whatever they do, man. You know, if not, someone's gonna curse them out, man. Even Trump said, look, man, when trouble comes to your door, because obviously Russia's down the road, is he not going to come and protect you, man? Because you ain't pulling your own weight. Because they're meant to give 2% of their GDP or whatever into their militaries, man, into their armories and stuff. And a lot of them ain't been doing that. You know, America's been putting in more than 2%. Right? I'm not sure what the percentage is, but they've been putting more than that, man. And so Trump was pissed. So why are you putting this money into things that you're not even helping us? You're not even doing anything. You know? And that's also part of the reason why they should also hate the whore. So not only are these other nations going to fight America and shoot missiles on it, right? Their allies are going to shoot missiles on it as well, because that's prophecy too. You know, you grab that as well. You know, they're gonna shoot their missiles too, man, because they're sick and tired of this fucking bully, man. They're sick and tired of Babylon the Great. You know, because it's talking the most shit. You know, and everyone's not getting, you know, their fair shake in the world, man. Especially obviously when you're not under their banner, you know. These other nations that are fighting for, let's say, freedom, or you loosely, as a loose term, right? They're trying to stop the oppression of America, man. They're fighting back because they got more powerful allies like Russia and stuff, man. You know, because before they have to take it lying down, man. Iraq just get bombed up, Afghanistan get bombed up, Libya just get bombed up, and no man could do shit about it, man. And man, I'm sick and tired of it.
Yeah, that's why I say in the Bible, the book of Joel, the weak shall say I'm strong.
Yep.
And that's what we see this nation right now, man. They have, technology as well that's gonna bring mass destruction or damage as well. You know, the nuclear missiles. So now, if America they come with their talks, they can talk back as well.
And that's why America's, they don't want to attack Iran directly. You know, they decided to attack bases in Iraq and Syria. Because they know what would happen. They know if they attack Iran, even if they look at Iran as like, well, they're not as strong as us. Yeah, America should beat them easily. They should. You're right. They should. But it's not as simple as that, right? Because if Iran gets attacked, guess who has to come in? Who has to get involved? Russia has to get involved.
China.
And if Russia's involved, who else is going to be involved? China's going to be involved. You know, and all these other militant groups in the region are going to get involved, man. And Israel's going to get fucked up, man. The land of Israel's going to get fucked up through that. And so America has to commit to a proper war, a full war. And they're not ready to do that, man. It's not time yet. Most has not said it's time yet. So they ain't going to attack Iran. You know, they'll want to put sanctions on them, but they won't attack them. Not yet, anyway. But the time will come, you know, with that powder keg that's being developed in there, it's going to explode. You know, and then we're going to be all out World War III, Armageddon, Valley of Jehoshaphat, man. You know, it's just a matter of time. Okay.
We continue on. You say, how should I go? You say, go.
Yeah, grab that first. Yeah, then go back to that.
This is the book of Revelation 17 and the start from 15. And he says unto me, the water, let me start straight to the point. Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hurt the whole.
Okay, this represents NATO, these EU members, man, that are part of NATO, right? They've been, you know, under orders by America, man, and America's been treating them like shit, to be honest. You know, a lot of men are very they despise them. You know, and so the time is going to come where the Lord's going to put the spirit on these guys to go against them. Okay.
And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat our flesh and burn her with fire.
Right, so they shall burn it with fire. You know, because they say these guys got nuclear missiles too. Right? So it's not only just going to be Russia and just going to be Iran or China and all that kind of stuff. They're going to, everybody. That's why there's going to be a lot of missiles that land in America, you know, and they're warheads, because, you know, these missiles carry multiple warheads. You know, a lot of missiles are going to hit the land of America, man. It's going to be completely decimated. Okay?
Listen, quick. Revelation 9 and 16. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them.
Right? I believe that's 200 million. I think that number is, right? And, you know, they might not all be nuclear warheads, but they'd be missiles nonetheless. You know?
All type of missiles. Man.
All kinds, right?
Hypersonic missiles. You know, all of them.
And it's going to cause the America to be a lake of fire. Right? So how do you survive that? How long do you think you're going to stay in the bunker for? You're going to get cooked, man. Yeah, or you're going to get torn apart, get crushed. Wherever the case, you know, wherever it happens, right? You're going to get dealt with. Right? It's futile to believe that you're going to survive. You know, unless you're with the Lord, obviously. Then you can survive, because you're going to be taken out before the missiles hit. You know, with the chariots. They were, you know, what the world ignorantly calls UFOs, man. You know, these majestic vehicles in the sky that do crazy things. Yeah, they're chariots of the Lord, man. You know, they're part of the heavenly host. Okay.
I'm going to say, the book of Job 5 and 19. And he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword.
Right, because who's in control of that? The Most High is in control of who lives and who dies. It's the Most High that's bringing the war upon this world. He's the one that's going to bring the famine and all these other troubles, man. So if you're with the Lord, he can protect you from those things. Right? So that's why we trust in him, because if he's the one in control, then he obviously has a way for us to navigate through it. You know?
Yeah,
he has the way to do it, right? But man doesn't have the way to do that. Everything's a risk. You know? You're going to be faced with death at every turn, man. And uncertainty. Because you don't know if this man's, you know, going to be able to help you like that. But when you know the Most High's power is absolute, bro. It's like, well, yeah, I might go through some hard times. Yeah, I might be hungry for a little while, whatever. But I know the Lord's going to provide me at some point. You know, if you're true with the Heavenly Father, right? And that gives us hope. We don't hope in Esau, because all Esau wants you to do is bow down to him. All he wants to do is trap you, right? The Most High is going to liberate us from our enemies. Yahweh is going to liberate us from our enemies, man. Right? So that's the choice you have, man. You have enslavement or by Esau or liberation from by Yahweh Shai. You know? And we'd rather, side with the Lord, right, than side with Esau, man, because Esau ain't fucking right, man. Esau don't treat nobody good, man.
Yeah, man. Esau wanna give you, what they call them, lab meat, you know?
Yeah, man, he wants you to eat Franken meats, man. He wants you to eat fucking 3D printed food and fucking
that's what he's gonna do.
Bugs and shit.
Yeah, that's what he's gonna give the people, man. You know? But those who trust in the Lord, they're gonna get the little one, man. You know? But all in all, man, it's all about salvation at the end of the day. That's what we're looking for. It's gonna be the process, man. When Jacob trouble comes, when all hell breaks loose, it's gonna be a process, man. To get through to that promise, man, which is salvation and the kingdom of heaven, which is gonna be here on the earth.
That's right. And we haven't got into it yet, because obviously we got to name the Lord, right? So we might as well jump into that now, right? Because they ain't no other name whereby we must say under heaven, man. But bro, grab me in 2nd Ezra chapter 2, verse 42 down. Because it's going to take our faith to be delivered, man. Okay, we can't be wavering in our faith and what we believe, right? We can't be in doubt, right? We have to know for 100% sure, even though you can't be really 100% sure, because everything's by faith. You don't know evidences of certain things, but you have to believe that you have in the spirit, and you can't be convinced. If you read in the street, but you can't be convinced of any other thing, man. And so we have to what do they call that, man? Sit tight on that, man.
Yeah, hold tight, yeah.
That's it. Hold fast to what you have, That's it, man.
One of the things that we need to hold, man, is a name as well, man. The name, and everything that is written in the Bible, man, the word of the Heavenly Father.
Because who are you going to call upon when you're in trouble, man? The Lord has one name, man. He's only going to answer to his own name. You're not going to call him Dave or Derek, or you can't do that. It's not going to work. So you can't use the name Jesus, because Jesus never existed. The name Jesus didn't exist in the Lord's time. The letter J never existed. The Lord wasn't a Greek, so his name wouldn't have been Jesus. It wouldn't have even been that. The Lord was a Hebrew. He had a Hebrew name, man. That's what he was given to at birth, man. A Hebrew name, right? So if you want to address him by his name, man. Just like you'd give anybody the same respect to address him by their name and not some bullshit name. Address him by his name, man. He shall hear you, man.
It's the book of 2nd Ezra 2:42. I, Ezra, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with songs, and in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all of the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly.
Right, so there's a reward for our service, man. Right, those of us that serve Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, to the end, right, are going to be rewarded with crowns, man. They're given authority, given power. Okay, just like Yahweh Shai said, we should inherit with him, man. He's going to share his inheritance, man, because he has the kingdom of heaven already, right? He's been set the ruler over the earth. Okay, and the Lord's going to, dish out his authority among the elect, right? And they're going to help him to rule, right? And give him that rod of iron, man. They'll give him the authority. Okay, so there's a reward for our service. It's not that we're going to go through this and there's nothing to it. there's a reward for the service, man. Even though right now I don't like, we're much of anything right now, because it's true, we're not much of anything right now. We're not trying to give ourselves to this world to become anything, to become special or wealthy or nothing like that. Our reward is in the kingdom of heaven. Okay, with the Lord. Okay, so we have to wait. We have to wait for our turn. Okay, when Yahweh Shai is exalted and glorified, then we shall be also. Okay, looking for glory in this place, man, is a waste of time. Okay, it's not gonna get you to salvation, that's for sure. So we wait for our time. We wait for for that time, for the Lord's time.
So I asked the angels and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, This be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal.
Right, those that were changed. Right, those that separated themselves from this world and gave themselves to Yahweh Yahweh Shai. And in the end, we'll change, because we know we're going to be changed from our physical flesh that we see, right? Because corruption can't inherit the kingdom, right? So this body was built in sin, right? So the Lord is going to change us and give us new bodies, man, right? A perfect body, okay, where sin doesn't dwell in us no more, man. Okay, yep.
And have confessed the name of Most High. Now are they.
So they confess the name of the Most High and His Son. How can you confess it in the world if you don't have it, or if you're not sure about it? You have to be sure in what you're teaching, and you have to be sure in who your power is, who your God is. That's why Moses had the name. The first thing Moses asked was his name. So when we teach in those names. We teach in the name of Yahweh by Yahweh Shai. So that not only do we know the name, but also others know the name, man. Okay, whose prophecies are these? They're Yahweh's, man. Yahweh Yahweh Shai's. Right? So when these things happen, they know who to attribute it to. That no other god or idol can take credit for it. Right? Because the men that were there teaching these things believed, trusted in that. So they stood stiffly, as it's going to say. You want something else there? Okay.
Now are they crowned and received palms. Then said I unto the angel, What young person is it that crowneth them, and giveth them the palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of Most High,
Yahweh Shai. Right? Yep.
whom they have confessed in the word. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord.
Right, so the elect are going to stand stiffly for the name of the Lord, man. Stand strong, stand firm. Okay, not waver, not doubt. Right, because like I said, there's certain things in that are revealed in the spirit that you can't certify through the means of the world. Right, it just doesn't exist. Right, and so you have to take that on faith. And since this gospel is about faith, you can't not that you can't discredit faith, because at times past, certain camps have discredited faith, man, calling us faith-based Israelites. But that's what you're supposed to be. You're meant to be in the same company as Abraham, who was commended for his faith. We're supposed to come in this like manner, and given that we live in the world today, man, we're far removed from our land, our heritage. It's been hundreds of thousands of years. We've not really been Israelites really properly. We've grown up to be heathens, Gentiles, right? But now we're being reawakened to who we are, where we descend from, who our family is, and to the word of the Heavenly Father, man, and the promises that were made to us. All that has to be based on faith, man, because there's no physical documentation to tell me that I'm an Israelite. There isn't one. And there's nobody on this planet, even though those imposters over there in the land of Israel, they ain't got no fucking records to tell them that they're of the tribe of David, or the tribe of Levi, or the tribe of Benjamin. They haven't got no fucking documents, man. They'll be able to go back a couple hundred years, maybe. Oh, I go back to this person. Oh, he's supposed to be a Judite. He was a rabbi or something from like the 1800s. But bro, we haven't been in Jerusalem for fucking 2,000 years. You know? And what kind of history is that? It's bullshit. So it's the same with these DNAs and, you know, these DNA tests and shit like that. They only go back a few hundred years. They can't possibly tell you where you're from. They can tell you where you was at that point in time, but they can't tell you where you come from. That's impossible. The nations started way before that. All the nations were made, you know, from the time of Noah. Different nations, different tribes were being made. There's no records to go back that far to say what nation you're from. Oh yeah, you're 12% African and you're 10% this and 20% that. It's all bullshit, man. That's confusion. How could you know who you are from that? And it's always based on the mother's mitochondria too. It doesn't take in consideration of the father, but the father is the one that gave birth to the nations. That shit can't tell you fuck all, man. Other than that, you know your family once resided in that particular land at some point, probably. You know, this is through the spirit, man. It can only work through the spirit, right? Grab us that. Our spirit, or the spirit beareth witness of our spirit. It's the only way it works, man. And you have to have faith to believe in that. And if you don't believe in it, guess what? Don't worry about this book, then, isn't it? Don't worry about it. You know, just continue doing whatever you're doing. You know, you'll reach that end of the road at some point. World War III, be conscripted to go fight, and you can just pretend nothing was happening, isn't it? And just end up on a battlefield somewhere. You know, whatever, isn't it? You know, but yeah, grab us that, bro.
This is the book of Romans 8:16. The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of Most High.
Right, so it's through the Spirit, man. It's something that awakens in us, man. When the Most High decided time, right? When you hear this word, you get kind of like activated, kind of like a sleeper cell. You know, the Russians got sleeper cells everywhere, and a word triggers them, and they fulfill the mission. Some shit. It's like that, you know, on a spiritual level. You know, there comes a point in time where you just activated. You hear something or you see something, you know, and the Spirit starts working with you. It starts moving you in different directions, man, certain directions that lead you on this path. Like, because I probably speak for every brother, man. None of us ever thought we'd be here teaching, out here teaching the gospel. Like, I didn't even know the Bible like that beforehand. You know, I had no interest in going to church or learn the Bible or nothing like that. The book was intriguing to me, but I'd never read it. And I wasn't looking to read it really like that. But something, you know, events happen, life happens, and Lord's had me on this path now, and now I'm here. You know, 14 years later. You know, never thought I'd be here doing this. I thought I'd be like some engineer somewhere. You know, living life. It's like most people dream, innit? You know, live life and do whatever. But we've given our lives to this. You know, understanding and believing in the things that have been spoken about in these scriptures. You know, being able to see the things that have been spoken about. You know, because a lot of people read this book but can't see things. Right? Blessed, let me find that. Blessed are your eyes and your ears. As I say, people read this book but don't see or hear the things that we see or hear. Right, this is from Matthew chapter 13. Let's see. I'm going to start with verse 9. I'm going to read down, right? It says, who have ears to hear, let them hear, or let him hear. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables, right? Because the Lord's spoken a lot of parables, man. When he's a large crowd, he used to speak in riddles. Why did the Lord do that? This truth is not meant for everybody, right? So when the Lord spoke, it wasn't for everybody to understand. So the Lord, you know, kind of made it into a puzzle, man. And they were just scratching their heads, didn't understand what the hell he was talking about. Even the disciples didn't know what he was talking about, right? But who did the Lord break down what he was saying to? To his disciples only. He didn't break it down for the whole crowd to hear and to understand, right? Because the truth wasn't meant for them to get. Which shows you, man, the Lord is selective in who can hear this word and who can't hear this word, man. Some people are just made to be destroyed. And that's hard it's a lot of Jake to kind of accept, but that's just how it is. Most High doesn't want those individuals. And so they're blocked from this truth. Right? And only a few people can ever really receive this. you know? And so we just have to deal with that, man, and get on with it, right? This is verse 11, and he answered and said unto them, because it is given to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. For whosoever have, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. For whosoever shall have not, from him shall be taken away even that he have. Therefore I speak to them in parables, because they see and see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand, right? Because the Most High put a spiritual block upon them. Okay? It says, and in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, by hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand. Right? Because they hear, people hear, they hear what we're saying, but they either don't want to accept it, or they just don't believe it. You know? And we break things down for them to hear, because we have understanding of these things now. So we're able to tell you what these things mean. We don't have to do, well, we don't do it in riddles and parables. We actually just tell you what it is. But people still don't want to accept it, which means it shows you it's a spiritual thing, because even though you're breaking down things, you show them evidences and you're going through it very, precept upon precept, you're showing them. They still can't receive it, man. So it's not about the teacher. It's not about us, man. It's the Lord and who the Lord wants. And this is the thing, Lord, you don't choose the Lord. People in the Christian church will say, oh yeah, I chose Christ and all this kind of stuff. That's not how things work. The Lord chooses you. Right? So you can't just decide to go and join. And that's why Christianity's got a bunch of people in it, because you can just go and join. Anyone can join. But when the Lord is selecting you, he's only selecting a few of you out there. So his group is not very big. So the truth is always going to be with a small set of people. It's not going to be with a large congregation of people, man. It's not going to be with the majority of people. And people don't really get that. All right, they think the more people is there in a congregation or in a religion, that must mean it's more righteous or more authentic or it's more right. That's not how things work. Right? It says verse 15. It says here, for this people's heart is waxed gross, which their heart is their mind. Okay, the Hebrew word for heart is love, which is mind. Right? So their heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be healed. And should be converted, and I should heal them. Right? Which means only they were rejected. The Lord wasn't sent to heal them. Right? That's why they were blocked, because otherwise the Lord would have to heal them. The same way with Peter, with Cornelius, right? Peter was like, I can't deny them. They received the Spirit just like we did. If they received the Spirit, they can be saved. You know what I'm saying? It's not down to us, man. We don't get to decide who gets it, who don't get it. Because Peter would have just said, look, man, yeah, you kind of like a bit of an alien. I'm not really supposed to be dealing with you like that. But when they received the Spirit, it's like, well, Peter can't say nothing, man. The Spirit have spoken. I have to accept this man. And the rest of them have to accept this man too. You know, he's an Israelite, man. You know, from the Italian band. Right?
And that's all the sign of, of the future, man. You know, because we all been discontinued from our heritage.
That's
we
right.
all become heathens, man. We all become Gentiles.
We all became Cornelius.
Yeah, Cornelius, yeah. So right now, in this time, we are coming back to our power, man. You know, seeking after the mass, man. You know? So at the end, we can be saved, man. You know? So it doesn't matter how you may look on your outside appearance. It's all about the Spirit, you know? The Spirit is a determining factor.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is verse 16, right? It says, but blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. Okay, he took them to his disciples, right? It says, for verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. Right? So it's only a select people that's ever going to see or hear these things, man. And as soon as that kind of clicked in place, you know, when I was in the world, that's the day I come out of the world, really. You know, I started learning more of this truth. I started seeing things and understanding things that I didn't before. And these scriptures, and you know, that were taught from the elders and the apostles on down, right? They were edifying me. Right? And I started seeing things for what they are. Now, another person would say, oh, he just went crazy, as people did. Right? Oh, he's wearing a dress now and all this kind of crazy shit, right? Even your family, your own parents, stuff like that, trying to put you in mental homes and shit. you know, all kinds of shit, right? But I've not lost my mind. The fucking, you know what I mean?
You become enlightened, you know.
Yeah, I'm fully functional. You know, it's like a function in the world. It's fine. Like it's not an issue, is it? But I understand certain things. I know certain things now. You know what I mean? I'm not I'm not in my house scribbling on the walls and shit. You know, doing all this crazy shit.
Spitting on yourself, like that.
Speaking in tongues.
Spitting on yourself
Yeah.
as well.
You know, that's not what we like at home, right? We got, you know, some of us got families and stuff like that. We have to work and all kinds of things, man. We have to operate in this world, man. We're not crazy, right? But there's just things we know that these people are ignorant to, you know. And like I said, it's revealed in the spirit. Not everybody can get it, and it's, you know, you take it in faith, man. And like I said, once you got to that step, you can't waver, you can't doubt. So things like the name that was given to us, we accepted that, man. We believed it, right? It made sense to us, right? You hold that tight now. You hold that tight, and you run all the way to the end, the finish line with that, man. Everything you run with it, man. Right? Not doubt on the way there, like, oh, you know, that's not going to work out for you, man. Because doubt is going to prevent you from being saved. You know, you got something?
No.
Okay, I'm done with this.
Oh, you're done.
Yeah, I'm done. So you got something, man? Did we finish 2nd Ezra, chapter 2?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, there's something.
Okay.
We'll send the numbers.
Yeah. So after that, grab John chapter 3.
Yeah. So book of Exodus 23 and 13. And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect. And circumspect is what? To look around, to be watchful.
Yeah, to be observant, you know, see what's going on around you, man. It's no good, you know, being glued to your fucking TV, watching reality TV programs all fucking day, right? Stick your fucking head out, you know, see what's going on in the world, you know, in the news. And, you know, mainstream media is not always the best way to get a good rounded view of what's going on in the world, but, you know, so you have to put in a bit more effort than that and go search out different sources and stuff like that. But stick your head out, man.
Yeah, and also, I mean, also the word, man. You need to be circumspect in the word of the Heavenly Father, man. You don't need to hide or take away, you know, because when you do that, you assign yourself for what? For heavy judgment, you know.
Yeah, that's what Scripture speaks about, examining thyself, you know, to make sure that you're still in the faith, man. So we have to continuously go over this thing, man, and making sure that we're teaching it the right way, you know.
And make no mention of the name of other powers.
Right, so that's a key thing, right? Because obviously, when you speak about these different gods and different religions and stuff like that, man, they're associated with certain things, right? And so we're not meant to be talking about them in the sense of worship and reverence, like we acknowledge them. We don't. But when you take things like Christ or Jesus, which are not the names of our Lord, right? And you're putting them up on pedestals, you're declaring those things to be your gods and your powers. That's an idol, man. You're not giving reverence to the Son. You're not, right? You're giving reverence to something else. Because when you use the word Jesus, or what do you think about? It's the white guy with shaggy hair, the leper with shaggy hair, right? Blue eyes or whatever. That loves everybody.
Yeah, that's it.
You know,
Come with a message of love, man.
yeah.
You know, stretching his hand in love and love.
The daffodil prince. You know, he's gonna hand that daffodil. So, no, that's the image you have. That's the image associated with Jesus Christ, right? That's an idol. That's not true. That's not real.
And from that point, you're not gonna fear the Lord, man, because you're not gonna know the true character of the Lord, because they already mentioned to you, they already conditioned you to believe that the Lord is gonna be a loving what?
He's gonna forgive everything that you're doing. You have to do nothing to please him, to receive. You have to do nothing to receive his mercy, man. Which is not true. There is something you need to do to receive mercy. You have to repent.
Yeah, we're in the time of grace, yes. But what the grace say, man? Grace say we need to what? To work ourselves in a light direction, man.
You're supposed to be departing from iniquity.
Yeah.
You know, repenting and departing away from iniquity, man. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Not giving an excuse to your iniquity.
Yeah.
You know, because obviously in the Christianity, you know, you could just do whatever you want to do essentially, and just, you know, go to the priest and he'll take away your sin or some shit. You know, or you get baptized and that doesn't matter what you do. You know, that
come as you
that's
are.
not biblical. It's not scriptural.
The
You know?
church, they teach you come as you are, man. You know, it doesn't matter. You may be, you know, eating pork and it may be gay, whatever it is, man. The message is to come as you are. Because why they tell you that? Because they want your money.
Or the
you know?
law doesn't exist anymore. It's been done away with, right? You know, but at the same, this is why it doesn't make sense, because on one side they'll say the law is done away with, you can't do this and that, but you can do, you're not being held accountable, but you don't murder. Well, what is it then? It's either you need to keep the laws, or you don't need to keep the laws. You know, and like we teach, like, you know, you can't keep the law 100%, but you're supposed to be doing the best that you can with it. You know, like, you're not meant to be willfully transgressing. There's things that that are out of our control, things that we don't really, or sometimes you might slip, you know, you lose your concentration, lose your focus, so you end up doing something stupid. It happens, right? That's what the grace is there for, right? To cover that shortcoming, because we all fall short of the glory, as the scriptures say.
Yeah, the grace is a period where we need to get light with the Lord. That's what it is. You know, it's a time to what? To examine ourselves. You know, to see like where we stand, man. You know, is it we are standing on the way of our power, or we are standing on the way of the word, which is full of darkness and destruction. At the end, it's going to be full of destruction. You know, so by getting light with the Lord, that's what we need to do, man.
But the Most High wants to see you make an effort, man.
Yeah.
You know, not just simply to say, well, I am what I am, and I'll just do whatever. But this is why Christianity opens a big, you know, it's a wide gate, right? They open the doors to everybody, right? But why is that gate that leads to destruction, right? So now you know, you're allowed flamers in the congregation now. Women are allowed to teach men and all that kind of usurp authority, right?
Can eat pork.
You can eat pork.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, you can eat anything. You know, squid, lobster, anything you want, you can eat. In you know, according to them,
Commit adultery.
commit adultery, because that's heavy in the churches. A lot of adultery going on in these churches, man. You know, especially by you know, the pastors and things like this, right? You know, and
molesting children.
Goes going on all the damn fucking time. Prosperity doctrines and stuff. That's all about prosperity. No, it's not about prosperity, man. Here you're not gonna fucking receive shit, most likely. You know, you're gonna lose a lot of shit on this side of things, man. I'll tell you that, right? And the Lord's Most High give you mercy at times, man, and things are not so bad. But you don't expect to be some fucking celebrity, man. You know, don't expect to be rich, right? You're gonna have enough. You're gonna be taken care of, man. There's gonna be sometimes you don't feel like you got enough, but you're getting by.
Yeah, most of the time you're gonna be going through trials, man. You know, trial of your faith, man. Faith to see, most times it's gonna test you to see. Are you ready? You know, that's why the Bible says when you come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation, and that's what we need to be doing, man. You know, there are so many things gonna come on your way. You know, like as the brother say, your family members may see you are going crazy. You know, they may start to keep you away from their Bible, man. You know, the society itself, man, is gonna deny you as well. They deny Yahweh Shai, man. So we are just, the follower, you know.
Yeah, it's gonna be the same for us, man.
That's it.
You know, we know we're gonna be shunned and rejected by the majority of people. That's fine. We've accepted that. You know, we made peace with that. You know,
because our view is different. Man. Because from the time we came to the knowledge, we've been changed, man. You know, we see things different from what the world sees, man. You know.
And yeah, the world's in a bad place, man. So you need hope. You need hope in this place, man. You know, and it's not going to come from you, so. You know.
The gods, man, the power, these idols, man.
Yeah.
You know, and most of these idols are in America. You know, America is a main part of the world pushing idols all over the world, man. You know,
and the funny thing about that is that America sets itself up to be God's nation, right?
What God?
But they have the most amount of idols in it. Yeah. They support every idol in the land of America, man. And they have a land called Sin City, and it's got every fucking idol in there.
Yeah, let's go back to Egypt.
Egypt, Babylon, you know, everything, man. They have everything there.
Right. And America is known as what? Spiritual Egypt and what? Sodom. So every way that the ancient Egyptians were doing, the Sodomites, all these you can get where? In America. And America is pushing it all around the world, man. Selling those philosophy, those beliefs to the people, man. You know?
And then also Babylon means confusion. Like there's so much different philosophies and different ways of life in America, which they spread out throughout the whole world because they make the rest of the world drink that wine. You know, that's why they're always in Africa trying to convince them to accept homosexuals and stuff. And we'll give you some money, just accept the the flamers, and you know, we'll give you this money, man. You know, they were trying to influence everywhere, right, with their madness, right, because they're drunk on wine. You know, but it's confusion. Like you don't really know what to believe, and like the truth is such a small thing in the world, man. Hard to see, hard to find, because it's covered with fucking crazy shit. Yeah, you know, and we're waiting for the tables to turn on that, man. We're waiting for the truth to establish itself and overcome the darkness. But it's like you go on Google, right? This is what I mean. Like we're gonna rely on AI and stuff. We're gonna rely on AI. We're gonna rely on computers for knowledge and stuff. But you click on Google, man. You type in something, man. You're gonna get like a billion pages, man, of God knows what. Because you ain't got time to sit there for all the pages and find truth in it anyway. Because it might be that one page. It might be that one page that actually says the truth. The truth is probably online somewhere. You know, coming from us, but we're hidden. Algorithms hide us. They want to push us out there. They'll quite happy push these fucking other guys on YouTube and shit, Tate brothers and shit. Like they'll be on there all fucking day long, right? In your fucking algorithms, man. But us, you gotta have to really search for us, man. Even brothers that know each other's channels can't search for brothers, man. That's how mad it is. Can't even just type the name in and find the channel. It's hard.
Like I mean, when you search, I mean, mark of the beast, is it? All the information you may get is from who? These people,
these establishments,
in Christianity, man. Like, and they butcher everything, man.
And we've got the most videos about every subject from the scriptures, right? Because us brothers do so much videos in that we should be the first ones that come up, realistically. But they don't want us to be the first ones that come up, you know, because they don't want us getting the views, you know.
Yeah, when I was coming with the truth, man, like I mean, you know, like you try to find the breakdown, like man. Like Revelation maybe 13, like you know, breakdown, is it?
Mm.
Yeah, back then when you may find some brothers come up, you know, you may check their videos, I mean, learn, you know. But now it's like when you search, I mean, like as you mentioned, man, we've been pushed down there, man.
And there's so many camps out there now, you know, doing videos. We're all over the internet, but at the same time, we're not. Because Esau doesn't want us over the internet like that, you know.
And this is the beginning. It's gonna come to the point, man. This truth is not gonna be anywhere. It's not gonna be here on the street. It's not gonna be on the social media or in any platform that it's been pushed. You know, it's gonna be nowhere. And that's the time we're coming. And that's gonna be peaked to the most of the people who have heard this truth. And they take it to what? Lottery, man. You know, they didn't take heed, you know. The time is now, man. It's time. This is time. When you hear this word, man, you need to take heed, man, and try to the best of your ability.
Take action.
Yeah, take action and live by it.
It's going back to what I said earlier. Is it the time of mirth? Is this the time for partying and foolery? But there's so much going on this earth right now, man. You need to be thinking differently, man. Because we can't be living, people in the world can't be living that same fucking lifestyle of just fucking going to work and party at the weekends, man. Not giving a shit about nothing else, man.
Watch Netflix.
You know, playing video games all day and shit, man. And don't get twisted, I play video games too, man, but there's other shit I've got to be doing too. You know, but people are just engrossed with playing video games all day long. I know, you know, especially like Gen Z and all that kind of stuff. I know. You know, family members that just glued to the computer screens all day, man. Don't come out of their room. They don't know what the fuck's happening outside. You know? You know, just things like that, man. We're in a time where can't really afford to do all that, man. You have to get your mind, you know, different mentality, you know, in your head.
Yeah, you have to use the time wisely, man. You know, not as a fool, man. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. That was it.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, let me grab this John chapter 3. Yeah, let me start from 16, man. It's every Christian's favorite verse, right? So John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believe in him should not perish but have everlasting life. Right? The world that's speaking about is speaking about the world of Israel. Okay, pursuant to Isaiah 45 and 17. Right? Because the word world here means cosmos, right? Which is a grouping, a particular arrangement or group, right? It's not the whole earth, right? Which is ikomene, okay, which is a different Greek word, right? For the whole earth. The other word you got for world is eon, which is an age, an era, time, a certain time period, okay? Which is also coming to an end. The end of this world, end of this age.
Yeah, he said the end of the word. That's a eon, is it?
That's right.
Yeah, the end of the word, and Jacob is the beginning of that forest. That's why we are in the time, man. We're in the time of transition, man.
And that's why we know the world's not going to be destroyed, because the scripture speaks about a new heaven and a new earth. But when you go into the word new, it means the word is kainos in Greek, which means renewed, refreshed. It's not a new earth. The earth's not going to blow up or whatever, right? It's going to remain safe. It's going to remain here, but the world that exists at this moment in time is going to be changed. It's going to be destroyed and replaced with a new one, okay, which is going to be the Lord's kingdom, okay. But continue on here. It says, verse 17. For God sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, because the Lord didn't come to judge the place when he came. He come to gather his elect, right? To put this gospel out there, man. Okay. This is but that the world through him might be saved. He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already. So if you're not with the Lord, you're already condemned. If you don't believe in Yahweh Shai, you already lost. There's no deliverance for you waiting. Right? And bear in mind, the elect, the ones that do believe, have been chosen from the foundation of the world, man. So it's set in stone that, anybody that was chosen from the beginning it's the same now. They're the same chosen ones. You're not going to get additions to this or the ones that were chosen that are not going to receive the deliverance. It's been set in stone. So all this is seeking out the elect. That's all it is. With this word as the spiritual fishing rod, casting it out there to see when who bites, right? Who the elect are, who bites, man. And so you can draw them in. That's how it works, right? We're not interested in gaining everybody's attention or validation or whatever. We're not here to convince the whole world that this is the truth. That was never required. Never a requirement of the ministry, right? But to fish for the elect, right? To gather the elect out of the four corners of the earth. That's what this word's doing through the power of the unicorn, which is the internet. Okay, beginning with our elders and apostles on down, man. This word's gone out to the four corners of the earth, and that's why you got camps all over the place now, in all these different countries, right? But yes, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he have not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of God, right? See, how shall we has one name? If you don't believe in that name, you don't believe in him, because that's like the beginning, the fundamental of everything, man. To know who that is, right? You can't call on another God, as we were just speaking about. If you believe on another name, you believe in another Christ, another anointed, because you're just using the word Christ or whatever to say they're the anointed one. But you could put that on anybody. You could put it on any idol. Oh yeah, that was the Christ. You could do that. It just means anointed. It's not a name. Okay. So if you're calling on another name, you're not calling on Yahweh Shai, who is the true Savior. Right? So you're going to be denied. Okay? That was it. That's what I wanted to know. You got anything there?
Oh, you have something?
I'm done with that. Yeah. You got anything?
No.
Okay. This is Acts chapter 4 and verse 12, right? Okay, I'll show you this quickly before you get that. It's Acts chapter 4 and verse 12. It says, neither is there salvation in any other, For there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. Right? I quoted that earlier. Right? So if we've not been given a name, or you haven't got a name to believe in, how can you feel this? How can you do this, man? You know, we have to have the name somewhere or another, man. There isn't going to be a physical trace or a line that you can go back to and say, yeah, this was the name of the Lord back in this time. Because none of us were there. There's no documents. Even the small hats, they have no way of knowing how the Hebrew was spoken. That's why they come up with all their Yiddish and their vowel points and shit, man. They don't really know. They have to make up something, right? And you can say that, oh, we're doing the same. You can say that if you want to say that. It's fine. But what I do know is that they're not the people, right? So of course they're gonna make up some shit. But we are the people, and so there's things that we can receive in the spirit, man, that let us know. Okay, so we believe in the name that was given to us, and that's what we continue doing, man. Because I feel like if you've been given something, man, and you doubt at any moment in time, and this thing's about faith, then you're gonna fail in anything that you do or anything that you believe in, because you haven't really got true faith. You're not gonna stand stiffly for anything, because you're always gonna have elements of doubts and all these different things. And that's like a testimony to these other different camps that were part of us one time, and now are not. They left, right? And now teaching all kind of weird and bugged out doctrines, man, because they didn't believe in what they were given. But then if you don't believe, then you didn't really have faith, and you still don't have faith, even though you might convince yourself that, oh, this is what I believe now. But it only, it'd just be a matter of time where you change something else, and Scripture speaks about not following people given to change, or not meddling with people given to change. But that's all they seem to do. They change a lot of things, man. Even that Ashan, their group out there, man, they changed a whole bunch of shit, man, and it's all fucking crazy, man. But just when you think it couldn't get worse, it gets worse. Things you never heard of before is now coming into the doctrine, and now we're supposed to just run off that. This new wine ministry, right? That was never around a minute ago. But this is what we're supposed to be following now. How does that even make sense? Like you're the head guy in Israel now, all of a sudden, because you got some new wine. You're fucking drunk. That's what you are, man.
Quick one. I got two again. This is the book of Amos 3:7. Surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he reveals his secret unto his servant the prophets. And one of if the Lord give you expound something to you, or he reveal something to you, will he not reveal his name as well? And that's a question, So we've been given all this information, about different, prophecy and everything. But Mosiah will deny to give you his name. The name is very important, man. So by us knowing this, we have the name as well, man. Another one. Jeremiah, Proverbs 13:4, who has ascended up into heaven, or descended, who has gathered the wind in his fist, who has bound the waters in his garment, in a garment, who has established all the ends of the earth. What is his name, and what is his son's name, if thou canst tell?
Right. So if these are legit questions now, so if you can't answer them, like what good are you, man? You can't answer something. I was gonna say something as simple as that. It's only simple for those that see. Right? Because like I said, there's no record of Yahweh's name and how it's spoken. There isn't that, right? But it's simple for those that believe. Right? And like I said, you've had men in the past that received this name at one time or another, and now departed from that name. And now I think, boy. And let's start off with Nathaniel. Nathaniel, he's on the whole Jesus and Christ thing, right? But he knew the name one time. He taught very, very well in that name, right? At one time. And now you got the guys from Boston to come up with some next god, Baramentos and
Mississippi, is it?
Oh, the Mississippi, is it? It's like you, right? Baramentos and all this crazy shit. Like, bro, I don't even understand that. Where did it even come from? right? I don't know what revelation you got, what book you read. It's mad.
I don't want to hear that. Man.
I don't want to hear it.
It's so wicked, man. So it's actually it's push them in wicked vibration, man. You know, you listen more and more. You know, if you're not strong enough, maybe.
But this is the thing, like these men weren't strong enough. You know, and the only people that they're gonna cleave unto them are those that are also weak. No, weak in faith. Right? That's the truth of the matter. You know, so what if some guys followed you? You feel good that they followed you. It doesn't mean nothing in the end. You know, same with Ashan. He's changing the Hebrew and all kinds of things. It's like, so what? You got a little gang with you that believe in what you believe in, but where did you learn that from? Where did it come from? Was it what you was taught? No, it wasn't what you was taught. So that means you lost faith. We can't follow people with no faith, man. That doesn't benefit us to follow someone that doesn't have proper faith.
It's happened many times. Like people want status. Want to be known, man. Even back in the time of kings. Some people they may try to challenge King David. Challenge this king, that king. What happened to them, man? Most of them they end dead. That's what is what is happening now. People are looking for attention. Attention is always, man, it's gonna lead you to destruction or in a bad world. Precious, man.
That's it. Any more?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, but I got something. Is it over? This is a book of Proverbs 18:10. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe.
Yeah, you can say that, bro. Just for yourself.
Yeah. So the name of the Lord is a strong tower, man. And that's what we need, man. The name, especially in this time that we're in, man. Because the time that we're in are not good time, man. Are the evil time. We need protection, man. So how are we gonna get protection? Through the Lord, and by calling his name, that's when he's gonna send help, man. So the name is very important in these things of ours, man. In this ministry to begin with, and especially in the time that we are heading, man.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Right. And like I said, you need faith to believe and to call upon those names, man. Without it, you're not gonna be able to do it right, or you're not gonna keep it. You're not gonna believe in it, right? But those that don't believe, though, are condemned. All right. So we grab this from Hebrews 11, verse 1. It said, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for." Okay, we live in hope. Okay, we're prisoners of hope. But I said, there's no physical evidence that any of this stuff that we're going to talk about or been talking about is going to happen. Though there is things we have spoken about that are not happening. So we do know that the word manifests itself. We do trust in the things we've experienced and the things we've gone through, things we've seen, right? And the things that have yet to happen are going to happen. We believe in that, right? So the evidence of things not seen, for by it the elders obtained a good report, right? So these things are counted righteous unto a man that have strong faith, right? So through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God. So things which are seen were not made of things which do appear, right? Because who can tell us how this world was created? Esau, I tell you, there was a big bang, but what started the big bang? No one really knows.
Children of years, children of years, this and that's happened. This all lies, man, deceiving. I mean, deceit, man. That's what the devil do, man. They always lies and deceiving, man.
See, the thing is, in this world, right? Esau will tell you like he can't observe certain things, right? So he'll talk about a big bang that happened trillions of years ago. You can't observe it, but based on science, right? That's what must have happened. But if we get a written account by men you know, going back to, you know, Moses and all that kind of stuff, right? And that was what was written. We can't use that as knowledge or science. You know, it's discredited. You know, there's no record or no proof anything was 1 trillion years old. You know, anything existed like that, right? But ultimately, Esau doesn't have answers. He has more questions. Because every time he finds out something or thinks he finds out something, there's more questions to be answered. There's not questions to be answered. You're being told what happened at the beginning, how things were at the beginning, and why the things that are the way they are today. We're told what the original point is. What started everything. Whether you believe it or not now, that's completely different, right? But the same way you have to believe in Esau's version of trillions of years ago, there's no proof of that. He'll just tell you in a sciencey way that, oh, because of this happened and blah 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 blah. And now we're here. Some ape somewhere gave birth to you. I don't know, right? He'll give you some sciencey version of what it is, but again, that's based on faith because you can't observe. You don't want to observe that either.
Yeah, they talk about evolution. They come with a theory of evolution, like man started work. Sort of coming from the way of
Cain came from a soup.
Chimpanzee.
You know, came from a soup first. You evolved into a rock or some a banana. I don't know. It's crazy. You go through because there's different versions of it, not versions, different sections of evolution, right? Some one or two may be observable, but the other bunch of them they've never been observed. Yeah. So there's variation within a species. Like, so you'll get different cats, different dogs. But a cat will always be a cat, and a dog will always be a dog. You've never seen a dog become a cat. It doesn't work. Cats and dogs don't mate. Things like this, right? Those things you can observe, right? Transforming from a monkey to a man, that is not observable. You can't witness that in nature. It doesn't happen. You could sit there and watch the monkeys every fucking day with a camera. Fuck it, because you might need to live forever to watch it, right? You might need to live forever. So for a billion years or some shit, because apparently that's how long it takes, right? You might set up a camera and watch a monkey every fucking day for a billion years to see if that monkey turns into a human or not. I wouldn't like to put money on that, you know? But apparently that's what happened. I'd rather believe this story, you know, where it goes back to the records of the first men. It sounds like Game of Thrones, like the first men. You know, beginning with Noah and his sons and so on and so forth. I don't believe that story because they've all had written stories from that time period, right? And they've all separated, become their own nation, and they've got their own histories that they've lived by, you know. And they all like would reference maybe like the flood and things like that. Those things they have in common. Obviously, language is different, and all that kind of stuff. Eventually, going down the line and all that kind of stuff, things changed, right? Different nations and so on, right? But I'd rather believe those records of men that were actually here. And although I might not be able to talk to them, there's records here of some type. You know, and you could say, oh, it's just a storybook. I can say that about anything. Give it enough time. Oh, I don't know who wrote that. I don't know that person. He's dead, long dead. I don't know. You could say that about anything. Right? But for us, these things make sense. Right? These are accounts of history. These are accounts of future. Especially concerning our people. All right? So this book has more information and more knowledge, truth in it than anything Esau is able to provide us with. You know, concerning history and future and all that kind of stuff. So I'd rather go by this, right? So you have to have faith for that. But again, you have to have faith for Esau's bullshit too. So it always comes down to faith, but who has faith in the real thing, in the truth? You know? I guess we'll all have to wait and see. All right? But everything's happening as the way we've received it in the scriptures. So we feel confident.
Yeah, if you look at the secular history, we speak about everything that is already written in the Bible, like different empires and kingdoms that have come in the past time. They all, been documented in the Bible, like Persian, Media, and Medes. So like, the Egyptian, all these are already been documented here in the Bible. But Esau may come on to twist and turn, put these lies and spin here and there and deceive you, and you become what?
Because he'll get his scholars out there and say, well, we can't verify what this is saying, or this is not set in the right time frame, or so on and so forth, right? But the fact of the matter, like Daniel, I checked up Daniel, right? Chapter 7. It speaks about the statue. I've seen the scholars say that they don't really credit Daniel like to be a prophetic book or a spiritual book, right? Because they can't verify the person that wrote it, right? But the fact of the matter is, the nations or the kingdoms that ruled happened. They actually did happen, right? You mentioned the Babylonians, the Persians and the Medes, the Greeks, the Romans. They all ruled one after another, right? Daniel wasn't there in the time of the Romans, right? So all these things, like he might have been around in Babylon, because we know he was there in Babylon. He might be, he probably would have spilled over into that. But as far as everything else went, Daniel's been accurate. Daniel was prophesied the coming of the other kingdoms that came after it, and this is the last kingdom of that statue, the feet of iron and clay, right? So if he's right about that, then I would also assume that he's right about what comes next, okay, which is the kingdom of heaven, which is the Lord, Yahweh Shai returning, right, and establishing his kingdom, right? Which means this kingdom that we're living in right now is the end, and we're just waiting for it to see out its last days. So you might, they might not want to think Daniel like as a real person or whatever. Like we can't trust him. But as far as I'm concerned, he's on the money.
Yeah, actually, like what Daniel saw is what John the Liberator also saw. Man.
He gave the whole prophecy about Alexander the Greek.
Yeah, the same thing.
Come on, man.
Yeah. So all the prophets, of all time were alive. Man. The time that we're in is a lifetime, man. And we're gonna see the end of this society as they have as they have received vision, man. Like Ezra as well. He saw the hand, man.
Yep.
So all these prophets they all saw the hand of this age of the heathens, man.
Yep.
And the beginning of the age of the righteousness, which is us gonna be in the Lord, to begin with the Lord Himself, Yahweh Shai Mashiach.
That's right. Back in Hebrews 11, it says, verse 4 says, by faith Abel offered unto God a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, right? By which, because Abel knew what was right, he believed in what he was told, right? Because obviously Adam would have told him, this is how you sacrifice to the Lord, right? Obviously Cain was told the same thing, but Cain was like, it don't matter. Yeah. It don't matter. I'll do what I want to do, how I want to do it, But it wasn't acceptable, right? Just like your rulership is not acceptable, man. That's why you're going to get removed. Okay. So by which he obtained witness that he was righteous, God testifying of his gifts, and by it he being dead yet speaketh. By faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death, because Enoch was taken up into a chariot. Okay, much like Elijah, right? It was taken up into chariots, man. Okay, didn't die. What was that? And was not found, because God had translated him. For before his translation, he had this testimony that he pleased God. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. So if you can't believe on something like the name, which is fundamental to you, then how are you going to please the Most High, man? How are you going to receive his mercy and his salvation? You can't even believe, you can't even hold tight on something, man. That you'll just flip-flop. It's not going to work out, man. The guys think they can just change the doctrine. The guys just think they can change it and run on their own. But you never received the Spirit. The Lord never came to you to reveal all these things to you, man. You were taught. Just like us, we were taught. Okay, we didn't come up with this with our own. The Spirit didn't come to us and have us start this whole movement. It didn't come to us. We are seedlings. We are produce or fruit of things that were established before us, man. Right? And we know about the good fruit and the bad fruit. Right? The bad fruit doesn't stay on point. The bad fruit strays away,
It's part of the left seed.
Yeah.
They say like a bad apple, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The spoiled egg,
But the good fruit continues in the ways.
Yeah.
It's like the rest of the tree. It's good for fruit, right? And that's beginning about those in the apostle, we are those the fruits of their labors. We are those fruits that have been produced from their works. Those that leave off of that, they're not a part of us no more, man. That's why they get shunned. They get that's it, man. They get cursed out, right? They're no longer part of GMS or whatever, man, because you ain't teaching the correct doctrine no more. All right, so without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Right? By faith, Noah, being warned of God of things not as yet seen, or sorry, not seen as yet. Same thing now.
Yeah, and as I said, diligent seeking, but diligent seeking the Lord, man, to seek him, to know the name, because even when I came in the basement, the thing, I hate the name. The name, from the apostles and elders before us, man. I was keen to what? To understand. You listen careful, you want to lie down, That's what it is, man. The religion is sick, man, with the Lord. You need to be always, try to push yourself in the extra.
So it's something in your spirit that clicks, that allows you to accept it. Because again, it's not of our own ability, but it's the Most High that opens your mind to it. So the Most High allows you to receive that name, and it clicks in your spirit. That's a blessing. Like, it's a blessing, man. A gift, right? A very precious treasure, okay, that we now have, and that we now have the ability to call upon Yahweh Shai, because we can't call on the Most High directly, right? We have to go through Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is the mediator between us and the Heavenly Father, man. So that's a precious gift that we've been given, a precious ability that we've been given, that we can now call upon Yahweh Shai, man. And pray to Yahweh Shai and have our prayers be put up before the Heavenly Father, man. Because how else can we shut off otherwise? We have no access or no way to communicate otherwise. We have no way to be heard. And that's how it's been for a long time for our people. We've been shut off. And now we've just been suffering on our own, under the hands of our enemies, man. That's why Yahweh Shai came. The scripture says the kingdom of violence suffered violence. Sorry, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence even to this day. Right? We needed a resolve between our situation and the Heavenly Father, man. We need to be reunited, and that's what the marriage does. Because Yahweh Shai, being married to Yahweh Shai, reunites us with the Heavenly Father, man. Because the Most High is the Father. He reunites this family of ours. That's why it's important, man. And how are you not going to know the name of the groom? Who you're getting married to? Come on, man, it's stupid. We know who we're serving. We know who our master is. We're not out here. Oh, I don't know. We're just out here teaching. We don't know who we're serving, though. That doesn't make any sense. So, Hebrews 11 verse 7 says, by faith Noah, being warned of God of things not seen as yet, moved with fear. And it's another thing. In this truth, you've got to move with fear, man. Because it's a motivator at the end of the day. It motivates you to do the right thing. When you're being fed that, everything's just a game, everything's just a party or a joke, you're not motivated to do shit, really. To be on point with stuff, to be diligent, to be circumspect. You're not. Your thoughts are elsewhere, and that's why we take example from the elders and apostles, man, because they're always in the work, always in the word, man, always, and that's the spirit we're supposed to be in, man. Always working, always thinking, always meditating. Yeah, you get to go off steam sometimes. You get together with the brothers, have a drink or whatever, have a meal or whatever, man. That's cool because you need some downtime, but generally, man, our mind is meant to be focused on these prophecies, man. Focus on these on this word, on these scriptures, man, on ourselves and being righteous, man. Or trying to attain to that. Trying to do the best that we can. That's what the things we're supposed to be concentrating on. All right. It says, move with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house. And we all hope the same thing, brothers that got families and stuff like that. We hope that our works is able to bring salvation not only to us, but our families also. Because Because, hey, like I said, you want your seed and your wife to be with you, right? You know. So we do those things in hoping the Lord have mercy on us and our families, man. You know, right? So, it says, by the which he condemned the world and became heir of righteousness, which is by faith. Right? So the righteousness is by faith, man. Believing. Okay? The reward is coming through believing. Okay? Because again, this world is going to be condemned. Right? We read it earlier, Yahushua didn't come to condemn the world when he first came. But the second time, he's coming to do that, man. He's coming to bring fire. Okay? So the missiles is one thing, but then you got the Lord and the chariots and the fire that they're going to bring. Okay? The Lord's going to get his revenge, man. Best believe that. The Lord isn't some soft pansy who's not about revenge. The Lord's coming for revenge, man. You know?
Yeah, it says it's gonna come with a shout. You know, it's gonna be like a woman in travail. So
Battle cries, man.
So it's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna come with a great love, man. You know, upon the whole society that we see. This whole world is gonna be in pain. That's why these people are gonna be in anguish of spirit, seeing the Lord is coming, man. You know, some people are gonna lose what? They're gonna faint. Oh, just die. You just lie there, man, for fear, man. You know. So the Lord is not gonna come to pray. I mean, to pray. You know, so hugging people and stuff like that. It's coming to bring pain, man. You know.
That's why the world's gonna lament when they see him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's says woe to the world, man. You know. This is verse 8. By faith, Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed. Because to obey is better than to sacrifice, right? And he went out not knowing whether he went. And that's like us. We didn't know where this journey was going to take us, man, because we had a different life in our minds, man. A different path that we was going to walk.
Yeah, human aspiration, man.
Yeah, right?
Everyone have human aspiration.
Just like everybody else in this world, we had dreams and aspirations, man. But when this word came to us and basically believing the things that we said, we were risking that and giving that all up in a prize that we can't see. Just like Abraham, he couldn't see the prize or the land that was promised. He just went out, right? So Abraham's crazy though, but Abraham was a man of faith, and so we have to be in that same mindset. Like we're not supposed to be concerned about what's going to happen, but just believe in the reward at the end of it. Believe in what the Most High told us, right? And just walk with faith, because he went out there, man. He went out to the wilderness, man. Just went out there. Him and his wife, man, just out there in the wilderness. You know, anything could have happened. He had no protection really, to speak of. But Abraham became great.
But they believe in Messiah because they know he's the one who
Protect them,
protect and provide and guide them, man.
Yeah.
You know?
And I say Abraham became great out of all of that.
Yeah.
You know, Abraham had many sheep and gold and servants and all kinds of things, man. You know, that was the Lord's reward, on this side of things for him.
This is book of 2 Ezra 16 and the 14. Oh, my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrim upon the earth.
Right, so there's going to become a time where we're not going to have no certain dwelling place. Our homes are not going to be safe for us anymore.
Yeah, like our forefather Abraham, man. When he was called out from where he was, he gave up. I mean, he gave everything and the world. Follow him in the voice, man. Follow the Lord, man. And that's how we are in the same point, man. It's gonna come to the point, man. The comfort of our work. The price of our comfort is not gonna be any more comfortable, man. We're gonna have to get out of our houses, and we're gonna have to follow the Lord, man. Where he's gonna,
face danger.
Yeah.
But believe and trust in the Lord, they can deliver us from danger.
Yeah. And that's faith, man.
So we have to keep these stories in mind. We have to keep these in our mind to give us faith, man. The things are written aforetime are written for our learning, man. Okay, we're gonna close up in a minute. So there's gonna be a couple, a verse or two more. Yeah, I'll read verse 8 again. So by faith, Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed, and he went out, not knowing whither he went. By faith, he sojourned in the land of promise, in a strange country, dwelling in tabernacles, okay, tents, just out there, If you've ever been camping, you know what it's like, right? You're out there in a tent, But we might have to move like that in the future, That's right. Dwelling in tabernacles with Isaac and Jacob, the heirs. Okay, so you're physical heirs, physical seeds, vocab, physical seeds, right? Dwelling with the heirs of the promise. Yeah, it's mad. The heirs with him of the same promise. Yeah, yeah, man. That's sweet. Yeah, physical seeds, man. Isaac and Jacob. That's the lineage right there, man. Right, and obviously the 12 tribes descendants, as a little caveat. That's all I'm going to read. If you've got anything else to close up with,
Yeah, great. So book of Psalms, let me see. Is it? Yeah. Psalms 91 and 14, which leads, because he has set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he has known my name.
Yeah. So you might not think that might think the name's not important, but there's a lot of emphasis in the scriptures about it. And so I'd rather conform with how the scriptures is putting it, as opposed to certain leaders that, for one reason or another, don't want to push that name. Whether they took a bag or they just bugged out or whatever, man.
As it goes on and says, he shall call upon me. So you got to have a name to call, man. And I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. Yeah, and the trouble is coming, man. Evil time is coming. So you need the name to be for your guidance, man. The name to call upon, so you can receive help from it.
That's right. Yeah, that's right, man. Yahweh Shai is like a go-to. Yahweh Shai is a go-to in a time of trouble. So we need a connection line to get to him. So when you call upon him, you have to call upon the name, right? Otherwise, Satan might pick up the phone. Because that's all these idols are. They just works for Satan at the end of the day. Yeah. And so they might pick up the phone and fuck your shit up, man. And that's what Satan's gonna do to a lot of these guys, man, that believe in these false doctrines, man. He's gonna fuck their shit up, man. But yeah, man, have faith, man. Trust in the names of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, and endure to the end with those things, man. To the death, if need be. So with that, Lord, it's been edifying. We're gonna close up. So all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Chachadash. Again, double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, man, and shalom out there to the whole world. Especially you can also say, man. Yeah, shalom, man. Shalom. Yes, man.